Back out to Zeke. Zeke back down to Kobe Witt, and Kobe Witt with a near finish, but it rolls off the side of the rim, and Nelsonville will push the ball again and quickly down to 24, but he gets blocked. Nice block there. I'm not sure. I think it was Zeke that got that. Zach Wilbur is also in on the defensive play. And then on the grab, Wellston obviously was out of bounds. It'll go back to Nelsonville. But a nice defensive play there by the Rockets. Number 2, been handling the ball a lot. Throws it into number 3, bobbles that, gets it back. And a haphazard pass into 24. He gets it, puts up a shot, gets his own rebound and a putback to make the score 7-2 in favor of Nelsonville York. So,
right,
Coach,
I'm here.
All right, now my help. I don't have to say my help is on the way. My help has arrived.
So
and it's Michael.
Running a little bit of double duty. We're running a little bit of scoreboard and talking a little bit. So
we signed in really close to the tip-off, started talking. But I'm your host, Rob Irvin, along now with Michael Gray.
Yes,
of BMG Media, and making it all happen. He is doing it all tonight. And was telling me that if he had to, he'd even go over there and run the camera in a minute. But apparently he is not going to have to do that.
No, we got the mullet, man. Jeremiah Frisbee running the camera for Game 1. We've got more help on the way. It's just some schedules tonight, but we wanted to be able to show everything tonight since this is it for us on the year. So we wanted to make sure we showed everything that we could. But so working around some schedules, and we're going to make it happen.
Absolutely. So another big thank you to BMG for broadcasting these games for everyone who can't be here or those who want to go back and watch it later on YouTube or another medium. And appreciate all they do and all the sponsors. So please check out those sponsors and visit them. Tell them thank you. Wellston goes back to work against the pressure of Nelsonville, and Josh Jackson is fouled there. A little too much pressure.
Yeah, just a little much. If I recall correctly, last time Nelsonville played some pretty aggressive defense in the first matchup, so I expect to see some fouls again tonight.
They did. As I stated early on, this is a team that they don't quit, even when they get down. They will play hard.
Well, you like to see that, and I think a lot of that is their mindset that they carry over right from football season. So,
Josh Jackson, again, against number 3, makes a move, but doesn't get to the basket, but Zach Wilbur does.
Move.
And a pull through with that ball. A difficult shot, and uses the glass and makes a nice finish. Wellston right back in that press. A lot of pressure this time. Moving quicker out of that timeout. Another trap and a steal by Jacob Phillips, and he is going to go all the way.
Oh.
Rolls off the rim, but Zach Wilbur's there and puts it in.
And I tell you, Zach Wilbur has come on really, really strong this year. His improvement and how well he's been playing the game here lately has been great to see.
He absolutely has, and it's good to see just because we know next year as a senior, as he gets a hand on the ball there, just about gets a steal. He does get a steal, pushes the ball up to Zeke Mollahan for a nice pass, and he goes against the glass, but it's short. Nelsonville will get that rebound and the foul off of the rebound. But going back to Zach Wilbur, definitely has grown a lot. You know, the interesting thing about him was back in the summer, even the late summer, going into basketball season, even into the fall, wasn't even going to play. He was coming to some open gyms and just coming just to have fun and to hang out. And he told us he thought maybe he'd want to be the film guy for the team. And he just kept hanging around and shooting with us and playing some games and doing some practices, and ended up enjoying himself and liking it. And has really developed into a nice player. And as I was saying, that will come in handy as a senior next year on the varsity.
Yeah, that makes me laugh considering the fact that he's had one game that we covered here. He had a buzzer beater against Athens and had like 22 points. And you're telling me he was almost just the film crew. That's
right. He's had a couple other games. I think he had 18 a couple times, 18 points, and he is he's really scored the ball well and done a lot of other things well. Even when he's not scoring the ball, he's a smart player, making the smart play, doing the right thing, seeing the court well. So Nelsonville then gets trapped, picks up the dribble, and out of that corner, still in the corner, but gets the ball out with number 2. They'll set up an offense here. That was good pressure defense from Jacob Phillips, another player that's come on strong. Here's a shot goes up, and number 1 gets the rebound. He puts up a shot. Another offensive rebound by Nelsonville. Number 12 there, and he puts it in. It's hard to beat a team that gets 3 or 4 shots down the court. And Nelsonville has done a nice job on the offensive boards, but Wellston is going to have to box out and clean up and get those boards. And Josh Jackson on the drive and a reverses, it falls short. Nelsonville picks it up, and they'll push the ball again. They'll back it out, slow it up, and set up their offense again as their point guard number 2 passes down to number 12 for a 3-point shot. It's off, and Josh Jackson, he had his hands on the ball, but it's Zeke Mollahan who dives on the floor, grabs that ball. Hustle play by Mollahan. Zach Wilbur now with the ball with a nice
Great
dish pass down to Kobe Witt for a bucket. That makes it 9-8, Nelsonville in the lead. But the Rockets now with all the momentum, it looks like.
Yeah. And, of course, we know that our JV team, miscommunication there.
And that was a little bit of a sloppy play by both teams there. And Nelsonville ended up with it and just couldn't score. So Wellston is going to come down and try to score the basketball with 17 seconds left. Go for 1 shot, it looks like. Josh Jackson's yelling out instructions, and he fakes and goes the other way and misses a layup as the ball is thrown out. Clock winds down. Nelsonville pushes it, and he gets a bucket right as the buzzer goes off. The ball's going through the net.
Well, pretty good first quarter from what I could tell when I wasn't scrambling around here. But
I'll say it was definitely a lot of action, and Nelsonville really came out really actually surprising me with some with the way they're pushing the ball against Wellston.
Yeah.
And sort of after the first trip or two handled that press a little better and was able to get in behind it. And it seems to me that Wellston, I don't know if they're maybe a little tired from playing last night. I'm not sure what Nelsonville had last night. I know Wellston, the JV didn't play last night.
So
they practiced.
Well,
but they did play this past weekend.
Yeah,
and it looks to me like they've got the cobwebs that are not cleaned out, and they need to certainly get woken up here because they're lagging behind. And
I believe during their time off they were allowed to practice but couldn't play. Was that?
They were allowed to practice but couldn't play. During their quarantine, the 10 days that both squads, varsity and JV, served, varsity was allowed to do nothing. JV was allowed to practice, which did help them. But
that's a big help. But again, practicing is totally different than coming in and playing a game. So
it is. So I tried to give them an excuse, but it was the varsity that played last night, just the varsity, not the JV. But however, they looked like they played last night. They're lagging behind a little bit, just not the normal energy you'd see out of the Wellston JV. So I'm sure that the coaches, they're fired up on the sideline trying to get these kids fired up. But off of the screen, number 2 puts up a nice shot. It's off. Nelsonville gets that rebound, and that is number 1 for Nelsonville. He put the shot up, and he was fouled, so he's going to be shooting too.
Yep. And this Wellston JV team is no slouch. I believe they're 11-5 on the season. We are.
Yes. Their record is 11-5. A great record, and very easily with a few adjustments, and if they go back and fix a few things, very easily could have been about 13-3.
That's really good to hear.
So Josh Jackson is bringing the ball up against number 3 again. Been running the point a lot tonight. Josh doing a nice job and getting to the rim a lot. And we have Jacob Cahall in the game, and we have Pacey Rayner in the game, who makes a nice pass to Jacob Cahall. Cahall's shot is off the mark. So Nelsonville will get the ball and throw ahead again. They're getting behind the Rockets. Missed the layup, but they get another offensive rebound.
A lot of second chances here. A lot of opportunities to score the basketball for Nelsonville right now.
So to me, as the score, I see it 12-8 in Nelsonville's favor. Really goes in the way of a lot more hustle out of Nelsonville. They seem to me like they're pushing the ball more now.
Yep.
Trying to bring momentum their way, and they've shifted the momentum their way. through offensive rebounds and pushing the ball. And Wellston just has to get back. They are running down behind every defender as they get another offensive rebound there. They're going to have to box out and clean up the boards as well.
I know what Coach Everett is going to be preaching here at halftime.
Yes, I have no doubt. So Nelsonville then will set up an offense again. As number 3, nice crossover, and he takes it in, but he runs right into Zach Wilburn. He travels. So good help there by Zach on that defense as it'll be Wellston ball. For Wellston, we have Josh Jackson, number 30. We have Pacey Rayner, number 44. Michael Schober, 21. Kobe Witt is number 34, and Isaac Mollahan be number 2. Number 2 for Isaac Mollahan. For Wellston, Michael Schober is fouled immediately off the inbound there, bringing the ball up. So it'll be Wellston ball on the side out. Get it back into Schober. Schober is facing a zone. Wellston facing a zone here. Nice cross-court pass from Pacey Rayner to Josh Jackson. He misses the 3. Once again, Nelsonville pushes the ball off the rebound. And they travel. Number 24 there looked like he was looking for a guard to get the ball to, and as he was looking, bobbled the ball and traveled.
And it happens.
Yes, and honestly, that was very fortunate for the Rockets because they were on the run again. So it's Schober again. Now Schober has went to the point, it looks like, and Josh Jackson's out of the game. We now have Jacob Phillips, number 35, who just checked in. Pacey Rayner with the ball. He'll dribble out to the wing. Finds Kobe Witt in the corner. Kobe's going to dribble out around to the top. Reverses the ball to Jacob Phillips. Jacob puts up a long 2, and it misses. Everything goes out of bounds, so it'll be Nelsonville ball. Michael, just seems to me Wellston's just still a little bit asleep.
Yeah, they definitely are not playing what the brand of basketball they'd been playing a few games before we went down there. But
they've had a lot of intensity in all their games, and this one just they are getting out-intensified by the team in orange. Now the bobble, nice defense by Jacob Phillips, good hustle play, and off the miss he gets a rebound. A little spark here for the Rockets. Jacob pushes the ball, gives it to Schober. Schober will go to work with a crossover. Gets to the elbow, back out to Zeke, down to Kobe Witt. Back to Zeke, the give and go, and he scores off a nice pass right there on the block from Kobe Witt. Nice basket for Zeke Mollahan. And once again, Nelsonville pushes the ball, but a little out of control, and Schober ties it up. It'll be a jump ball. And that possession is going Wellston's way, so it'll be Wellston's ball. 3:08 here left in the second quarter. Score is 13-10 with Nelsonville in the lead. Josh Jackson back in the game against a 1-2-2 zone press that Nelsonville is running. Get the ball into the corner to Jacob Phillips, back out to Josh Jackson. Jacob is going to take a shot, Jacob Phillips, and he misses, but Pacey Rayner picks it up, and he's fouled on the putback. Good hustle play there by Pacey, and he's going to be rewarded by hustle and going strong to the basket. He's going to be rewarded with 2 foul shots. That leaves us with 2:48 here left in the second quarter. Score is Wellston Rockets 10, Nelsonville York Buckeyes 13. Pacey with a chance here to put the Rockets within 1 point. Misses the first.
And, real quick while Pacey's at the line here, you want to talk about a guy who's very defensive-minded. All out all the time, it's Pacey. He is everywhere.
He is, and he is great defensively, but just everywhere on the court, hustles both ends of the floor. He just, right there again, just getting his hands on the ball, moving his feet. He got preoccupied with a screen right there, and the offensive player refused the screen and went the other way, and it caught Pacey behind the ball. So, great hustle player, And he's posting up on the block, and he raises his arm up, and he gets an foul call. So not a bad play there. Good feed from Zach Wilbur to Pacey Rayner on the block, but you can't lift that arm up and extend it into the defensive guy. That's a foul. If he had just used his body and backed down in, he might have been all right there. Wellston also in a press, and number 1 just goes right around the press and straight to the hoop for an open look and scores 2. 17-10, Nelsonville in the lead. Josh Jackson dribbles down into the corner to Kobe Wood, who takes a 3, and he connects.
They needed that.
That was a big shot. Makes it 13 Rockets to Nelsonville York 17. And they get the trap this time on number 1. He gets across, and number 3 for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes muscles his way in. He's off on that shot. Josh Jackson brings it up off the rebound to Zeke Mollahan, over to the corner to Jacob Phillips, and right off of his fingers, out of bounds. I think that's the old wide receiver in football, taking your eyes off the ball and trying to run before you have it.
That's when you're standing in the corner of the end zone wide open and somebody it just goes right off the hands.
I'm not sure what Jacob was thinking, whether he was thinking shot. It looked to me like he was thinking maybe drive because he wanted to grab that ball and he was moving himself already. However, Nelsonville York will now work against the zone press. That 1-2-2, and Jacob Phillips comes back with a hustle play, and he makes up for that turnover. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
You don't hang your head. You don't give up. You come back, and you make up for a play on the other end where you had a turnover, and that was a great play, a great block there by Jacob Phillips. We got Zach Wilbur, who's handling the ball on the top. He throws the ball around the perimeter to the left side to Zeke Mollahan. He'll drive right down the lane around his guy, pull up for a little jumper, and he hits it. Nice pull up. Makes it 15-17 with Nelsonville in the lead. The Buckeyes now bobble the ball against that press. They get it back, work it back down. Number 1 drives from the wing, and he's off. And that ball on the rebound is tipped out of bounds by the Rockets, and it'll remain Nelsonville York basketball. So the Rockets now in a position where they're trying to swing the momentum like a pendulum swinging back and forth. Basketball is a game of momentum swings.
It definitely is.
And if you can have the momentum swung in your favor, then it's a huge advantage towards winning the game. Zeke Mollahan with good pressure defense. Switched, and Kobe Witt picks it up, and he gets the ball, and Zeke Mollahan on trying to pick the ball up. He's fouled by number 24 for the Buckeyes. That was a pretty nasty-looking foul there.
That was again, going back to football, that was a jump ball, and they were just going after it.
and the young man, it wasn't intentional.
No,
he didn't mean
not
anybody.
at all.
He was just going after the ball. But the position that Zeke was in up off the floor, it kind of took his legs out from under him. So Zeke will inbound the ball to Josh Jackson. 23 seconds left here in the first half. Josh will work right around number 3 again, and he kicks back out to Zeke Mollahan. That 3 is off, but Zach Wilbur, he's fighting for the rebound. He throws it back in, and it goes out of bounds. Good hustle play. And that pass where he threw behind his back trying to save the ball, Josh Jackson goes for a steal. But that tried to save the ball, but he threw it too far.
Yeah. And if I'm Wellston, I'm satisfied with this late run that they're on. Granted, you'd like to see them score a few more points, but, hey, when you're down 17-10 it was, and now you're within 2 going into halftime, that's definitely not as bad as what it could have been.
Yes, and that was a strong close out there at the end, that final shot taken by Nelsonville York, I believe it was number 13. A great close out there by Kobe Witt. May have gotten away with a little bit of a foul, but however, good hustle. And that means that the Nelsonville York Buckeyes will take the lead into the locker room here at halftime, 17-15.
Yeah, and not a bad half of basketball. Like you said, I think we came out a little tired, little heavy leg, but these guys have only been practicing for a while, and they haven't really been, able to do much. That's very hard on anybody in any sport. So, you got to live with it. And also, you're playing a playoff game last night, and now you're back into a league game. So it's hard to keep your mindset as to it's not the end of the season yet.
That's true.
And it's very easy to check out once, we did lose last night, so they're done as far as playoff basketball goes. So it's very hard to keep your mindset that you're still playing and that it's still the season because you kind of feel like you don't have much to play for. But nonetheless, they're out here, they're getting reps in, and at this point you're building for next year. I know we have a doubleheader Saturday.
Well, we have a total of 3 games. Counting tonight, we have 3 games left. Saturday was a doubleheader. Today, I can announce this now, that Megs had to cancel the morning game, the early game Saturday, and we're going to reschedule that for the following week. We're, I think, shooting for Monday or Tuesday of next week. So
and that'll be the follow-up to the league game we missed.
Yes.
Okay.
So, so that'll be 3 times playing Megs this year. So, but I know the Rockets, the varsity squad, want another shot at them to vindicate the losses that they suffered this year, especially that first one here at home, that 1-point loss.
Yeah, and last night, Cleveland Coulter with 35 points. I think in the fourth quarter he only had 1 foul and 35 points and 1 foul.
Yes.
And then he picked up only his second foul of the game way late. Boy, you don't see that very often. He was converting everything that he threw up.
Yes.
But
great game.
Yes, fantastic.
Great game by Cleveland last night, and just a game that I don't know what his high is of his career. I would be surprised if that wasn't it. But it was just one of those career nights almost for him, and everything was going in. But to his credit, that comes from a lot of reps. It comes from hard work, and the young man was working hard and earning every basket as well.
Yeah, and we all know that. I mean, everybody league-wise knows that Cleveland is a highly athletic individual outside of just basketball. Tremendous quarterback from Eggs, tremendous athlete just all around. We have those two here, but it's not very often you see a kid do that,
Well, he's from what I hear, I'm not a football coach or a real football person. I love to watch it, but from what I hear, he's a Division I level quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a Division I level athlete there. That tells me very strong, very fast, very athletic.
Yes.
And you mix a little bit of basketball acumen with that and the ability to know a little bit about basketball and finish.
Right.
And
well, it's
you've got your hands full.
Yeah.
However, as on the staff of Wellston, you have to take some pride in that and say, look, this guy has put up.
Yes.
He had put up 17 points at halftime.
Yeah.
And you have to dig down and find a way, and eventually some double teams came, and it slowed him down a little bit, but a little
not
bit
as much
too
as you would
late.
like. Yeah.
It was too late, and the damage had already been done. But has to be a learning experience for the younger Rockets, for these seniors. Be a learning experience too. However, they only have 3 games left.
Right.
That we know of that are on the schedule, and this has been with the JV, with the varsity, and then also our freshmen, which we don't say a whole lot about on here.
Yeah.
Those young men had a rough year. All of the basketball squads, freshmen, JV, and varsity, all had a tough year this year with COVID. A couple times were quarantined. Then after the quarantine was over this last time, had 4 straight games.
Yeah.
Were canceled because of the weather, and it just seemed like it drug on forever. Not able to get into a gym, not able to practice, not able to play any games.
And I know from an outsider, it seemed, even for me that's only involved during home games, it has felt like with everything going on that this season has almost been never-ending. And
well, to me, and as I guess more of an insider has been on the coaching staff, what it felt like is that we've had 3 starts.
Yeah.
We've had to start the season 3 different times.
Yeah.
Because of the quarantines and the taking the breaks and the time off and this absolutely doing nothing and not even been able to get in the gym.
Right.
And so that's literally, it felt like we had to start the season over and restart everybody and everything 3 times. And after the 3rd time, it's almost it gets tough.
Yeah.
But you have to find a way. You have to love the game. You have to take pride in your game, and you have to find a way to be motivated.
Yeah.
To play hard.
Well, and I'm sure some of these kids, granted, until we got all the ice and snow, I'm sure some of those kids were probably outside if they've got a basketball hoop in their yard, or even though it's cold, you put on a jacket and you got to go out and put shots up. And I'm sure we have those kids that have done that. But of course, then the weather hit right on top of on top of everything else, so then you're really stuck.
Yeah, it was,
and unless you have access to a gym or a big building, it can be pretty tough. So
yes.
I think as far as the season, I can't imagine trying to start baseball up 3 times or trying to start football up 3 times.
So you don't make excuses, and not as a coaching staff, don't make excuses for the players. Don't allow them to make excuses.
Right.
It can affect your timing and things a little bit, but nothing, no matter what it is, no matter what happens to you, no matter what the schedule is, there is no excuse for not playing hard and giving it your all.
Yes, you're exactly
right. You
right.
always have to do that, and you've got to do it for 4 quarters.
Yeah, that was the big issue. I guess we'll call it, since we were saying starting the season 3 times. That was the issue with season number 2. was it seemed like we would play really, really hard in the first half, and then we'd come out of the half, and it was like we just hit a brick wall. Mm-hmm. And then there was a couple games where we put it together, and when you saw 2 halves of basketball come together, I got to be honest, we're really, really good when we put 2 halves of basketball together.
I'll tell you, I wish everyone could have seen us on the road right as we started to hit our stride.
Yeah.
We went and played Oak Hill, and about halftime something happened at that game, and we started to turn around, and then we went from there and played a great New Hope Christian team who over the past several years have been a Final Four and even a state championship team in their Christian school division.
Yeah.
Which great players. They tell me that they had a guard on that team that was the #1 player south of Columbus, #1 rated guard. And we went up there and we beat that team that night. Yeah. Played an amazing game. Then we go right back around 2 or 3 nights later and we play at Alexander and win by about 15 points going away and play a fantastic game. Hit our stride, and that's when some trouble started. Yeah. Right after that, we had a game canceled.
Yeah, and I can recall.
Then they had a game added, and then we went and played that game, and then everything.
Was it 4 or 5 on the road that you won?
On the year?
No, right in that stretch. Was it? I remember seeing the Facebook post, and I was like.
I'd have to go back and look at the schedule, but I know we won all 3 straight games on the road that 1 week.
And that Alexander win is a big one, too, because I believe they call that place the Alley.
The Alley. And
that is not an easy place to play.
It's not. It is definitely. I'm telling you, in a normal year, it is incredibly hard to play there. So, it was a little different this year with COVID. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
They sort of shut down the one end where the big student section is, and
but Alexander
it's always a tough place to play.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that place is not easy. I can remember going there as a kid growing up. Of course, watching high school ball and playing in junior high and stuff. But we went over there, and I can just remember being like, man, that might be the loudest gymnasium I have ever been in. So we're gonna.
It is Alexander. They have that student section right there behind their bench, and it's certainly it's rowdy. It is a rowdy place to play, and we have a lot of good atmospheres in the Tri-Valley Conference. A lot of good gyms with a good atmosphere in it, and a lot of exciting places to play. And we're getting ready to start here in the second half as the clock winds down here with the Wellston Rockets hosting the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. This JV game tonight, as we start the second half, the Nelsonville York Buckeyes are up 17-15. So Wellston will start with a 2-point deficit and really had to dig themselves out of a hole. We're down 7 points there at one point in the second quarter when they had to shift the momentum back and really begin to work their way back into that game with a momentum shift and got themselves back into a place where the Buckeyes could not run away.
This is not basketball related, but we just had this come across. You probably in the background probably heard everybody's phone going off, but there has been an Amber Alert issued for 2003 Black GMC Yukon Denali with Ohio plate JGP2058. That's a missing child alert. So if you see it in the area, definitely report it.
2003 Black GMC Yukon Denali. And you see that, and I know Michael has the plate number there. We'll read that again as well. That is that Amber Alert is certainly a life-saving system. That is JGP2058. JGP2058 on that Amber Alert. So please be on the lookout for that, as that is a wonderful system that helps save lives. Now we're back to basketball. Wellston has tied the score up 17-17 with 5:07 left. Just getting started here in the third period as Josh Jackson dribbles up all the way and kicks it to the corner from the paint over to Kobe Witt, and he's fouled on a three-point shot. That means he'll be shooting three from the line. And I would expect that Kobe could and should hit all three of these. Good shooter.
Yeah.
Kobe has he's got a great touch on the ball. There's the first one in. Kobe is in the whole school, has one of the most pure shots that is in the school system.
Really?
If you'll watch his release is just a perfect, smooth release, nice rotation on the ball. There's two, and this is the third one. I've been really impressed with the work he's put in. He's come a long way over the summer, and here's the third. Nice release. That one's a little short. As Nelsonville goes to pushing the ball again, and number 3 pushes himself into the lane against Josh Jackson, but he misses the shot. Garrett Brown now with a nice crossover in the middle of the court. Nice pass to Josh Jackson down on that block. Josh kicks it back out to Kobe Witt. Josh Jackson back with it. Drives, passes to Zeke Mollahan. Shot is short. He picks up his own rebounds, follows the shot. Nice follow. And off the miss, he falls back and hits his head. And Zeke is up. He's a tough young man right there. He is Coach Zeke in the past. And matter of fact, related to Zeke, his dad is my cousin. And tough young man right there. So he picks up, comes right back and steals the ball. Passes ahead to number 5 with a 360 layup. Garrett Brown with a 360.
Wow.
Spinning layup. Looked like Jamal Murray out of the NBA on that. Jamal Murray, the famous 360 layup. Great move by Garrett Brown. He is now hustling on defense, but someone misses the defensive assignment with a nice pass down there to number 1. And he scores that layup. I believe it was number 3 with that nice assist. And that was just looked like a blown assignment, lack of communication by the Rockets. 23-19, Rockets in the lead as Garrett Brown gets back in the paint to Zach Wilbur, and he trying to go up with a shot and call for the travel right there. He went right in against 2 defenders, and there was nowhere to go. And thought that could have been called a jump ball as well, but also moved his feet. So got called for the travel. Now the zone press causes some trouble. Hurry up for Nelsonville. Zach Wilbur with a nice pass to Zeke Mollahan. And he finishes with the basket.
And just like that, Wellston swung at 6 points here. So
and that press is back on. Looks like a 1-2-2. And they're hurried up again as number 3 takes a shot, but it's off of balance, and then number 1 misses with the putback, and the Rockets get the rebound, and they push it back again the other way. That's Zach Wilbur with the ball. That zone press is doing exactly what it's meant to do. It's speeding up the offense, and Nelsonville sped up to the point that even when they're getting the ball underneath, the shot is way off the mark.
Yeah, and I'm sure as a coach that's kind of got to aggravate you a little bit. And there's the timeout.
And so the momentum has shifted way in favor of the Rockets here to start off the second half. It's 25-19, Rockets in the lead here with 2:43 left to go in the third quarter. Nelsonville calls a timeout to talk it over, and their coach will try to make some adjustments to stop the momentum of the Rockets. This is a perfect game for me to use that illustration of the pendulum, the momentum shift. Yeah. It started out first with the Rockets, a couple minutes, then swiftly went back to the Buckeyes. Then the Rockets got it back for a little bit, and then the Buckeyes seemed to finish out that first half with all the momentum. Now, to start this half, the Rockets have had it all.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is adjustments as was made by Coach Eberts, and also you're seeing Garrett Brown come into the game to get his legs warm. Of course, he's a tremendous player. He's starting to transition more and more to the varsity level. Yes. He's going to be a big contributor next year, along with Kyan and everybody. The amount of talent that is sitting throughout these benches is just insane to me right now, and it's probably the most we've had in a long time.
Amazing. Great talent, great athleticism. And just a matter now of putting the work in on the offseason. Yes. And looks like we have the kids that have the passion and the willingness to do that. So I look for great things here to come in the next few years, several years, for the Wellston Rockets. As we watch Nelsonville now try to set something up and to get some momentum going. This is a game in football you talk about time of possession.
Yes.
In football. In basketball, I want to talk about the time of momentum.
Yeah. Yeah.
For how many minutes can you carry? If you carry the majority of the momentum throughout the game, you have a great shot of winning that game.
Yeah, that's all for
But if you allow that other team to have all the intensity and carry the momentum, then you're going to be at a deficit for the biggest part of the game.
Yeah.
And so the momentum shift is huge. And once you shift it, you want to get it there. The Rockets have done a great job of that this whole quarter. That's why they're in the lead 25-19. Garrett Brown makes a nice move
finish.
And a hanging there and finishes at the basket for the Rockets. Good-looking freshman. Been putting in some good minutes at the varsity level too. Been the last few games been hitting some shots and playing really, really well. Nelsonville miss, and off of them, and it's going back to the Rockets. 27-19. Wellston in the lead with 1:41 now left here in the third quarter. With Jacob Phillips inbounding the ball, Garrett Brown, number 5. We have Michael Schober, number 21, Zeke Mollahan, number 2, and Zach Wilbur, number 4. And Garrett Brown will go around his defender to the basket with a left-handed finish, foul, and a score. And this third quarter that Wellston has really taken over, a lot of credit to bringing in Garrett Brown, who's really taken over this quarter and has been a leader for the Rockets with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, but you're also seeing something we didn't see in the first half was rebounding. I've noticed a lot less second opportunities for Nelsonville here.
On Nelsonville's end of the court, less rebounds for them and more for the Rockets.
Yes.
And Nelsonville pushes the ball again. They've had a lot of success at that tonight. They get behind Wellston's press again, and they score off of that one. So we got Garrett Brown bringing the ball up again, and he is trying to get around the defender. Doesn't get around, but he passes off to Michael Schober with a nice finish in the lane. And Michael Schober scoring there for the Rockets, makes it 32-21. Rockets up 11 points, keeping that press on. Nelsonville throws the ball ahead using the pass to beat the press, and they get it inside to number 24. He goes up pretty strong, maybe a little out of balance. Been watching number 24 tonight. Would probably finish more of those shots with a little bit better balance. He looks like a strong kid, could be a really good player for them in the future, but I'd like to see him, if I was his coach, get on balance a little more.
Right.
And I say a lot of those things to not to help out the Buckeyes necessarily, but to especially for all the kids that are watching that maybe want to play basketball, the younger kids, to give them some insight as to what makes a better player.
I was about to say, you're a coach at heart, so if you see something a kid can improve on, you're definitely going to say, this is what this guy should do, and that's what makes it so great, to have guys like you up here is I don't see the game the way all you guys do. I see it as a fan. I see it. I don't really argue with the ref because I don't really, oh, okay, well, he must have done something wrong there. But seeing it, hearing what your perspective is what makes it great for me.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You know athletes and athletics, and you do a great job. As Ethan Cottle's in the game and battles there and tips the ball out for a rebound. He gets it up to Garrett Brown, who gets it out to Jacob Phillips for the shot. That one is off. Misses that, and off of the attempted rebound, the ball will be out of bounds on the Rockets. They'll get right back in that zone. Looks like they're going man-to-man, full court. They'll pick up man. Garrett Brown pressuring the ball, and number 1, he tips that ball from behind, gets it up to Zeke Mollahan, back to Garrett Brown, who kicks the ball out, but Garrett is fouled there on the block on his drive to the basket right there in the middle of the lane. Those controversial calls that one coach is always happy about and one coach is always mad about. The three-point shot by Garrett Brown, nothing but net right at the end of the quarter. Will give the Wellston Rockets a 35-22 lead.
Yes. And what a second half, or what a third quarter, I should say. Boy, down by 2 and now up by 13.
All 6 minutes of that, Wellston kept the momentum, and Nelsonville tried to make a couple runs at it, trying to get behind. They're leaking a guy out against the press, and he's getting in behind the zone. And if they can make that pass to the middle guy, then they've been able to hit that deep guy who's behind the zone several times in the first half, a couple times here. But I noticed that Coach Eberts made an adjustment. Instead of a zone press, he went there to a man-to-man press.
Okay.
So therefore, no matter where that guy goes, he has someone guarding him. And that'll prevent anyone leaking behind that zone like they have been. I'm not sure why Wellston couldn't adjust to that out of the zone press, out of that 1-2-2, but just couldn't do it. So they'll
sometimes,
man.
I'm sure you've been there too. Sometimes as a coach, you're preaching that and you're saying, let's do this. But the kids have a mindset and a game plan that you've told them before the game, and sometimes it's hard to break them of that until you can pull them aside for an extended period of time. Say, hey, guys, this is what we need to adjust to. Quit picking up these bad habits. It's not working.
Absolutely. And then you have the issue of subs.
Yes.
And, maybe you put a sub in the game and they haven't picked up on that assignment yet.
Right.
You try to coach them on the sideline before they go in the game.
Right.
And sometimes you think they know it and they don't. However, Wellston, as we see Schober get to the rim, but he misses the layup, and on the rebound, Ethan Cotto picks that up, and on the putback, he's fouled. So Ethan Cotto will be going to the line to shoot 2. And good to see Ethan at work in there. Ethan does a good job of getting in underneath, banging around, and going after offensive rebounds, and he makes the first shot. Makes it 36-22. Wellston Rockets in the lead. As Nelsonville will make a substitution. Number 24 will be coming out, and number 4 will be coming in. For the Rockets, we have Pacey Rayner, Michael Schober, Ethan Cottle, who just shot his second free throw, misses. You got Zeke Mollahan, number 2, and Garrett Brown, number 5, in the game for the Rockets. Nelsonville will take the ball out. Wellston's going to stay now in a man-to-man press, and it works as the
just tossed it right out of bounds.
Throws the ball away off a heavy coverage. It was as a coach, we call that an ill-advised pass. Oh, and off of the cut to the basket on the inbound play, Zeke Mollahan finds Ethan Cottle. Nice cut by Ethan as he gets to the basket and scores. And Nelsonville's hurried up again against that press. And as he bobbled the ball, number 4 bobbled the ball, looks like he's fouled by Ethan Cottle. Don't mind a foul like that as a coach. That's a hustle foul going after the ball. And just good hustle by the Rockets. Ethan Cottle playing well here.
Yes,
playing
he
well
is.
Here as he checks into the game.
And what's his grade level, Coach?
He is a junior. So next year he'll be a member of the varsity squad. As he gets a rebound here, and he pushes it out to the wing. He throws it back now to Schober. Schober, a guard, who'll bring it up the floor. And he gets a screen, working off the screen, kicks it back to Zeke Mollahan, who leaks out of that screen and hits a three-point shot. Wellston shooting very well here in the second half as well. A lot of those shots not falling in the first half. As Pacey Rayner hustling in that trap, him and Zeke Mollahan, as Nelsonville almost throws away. Garrett Brown runs through a passing lane, but Nelsonville misses the layup and the putback, but number 2 picks it up. He misses that 3. Number 4 picks it up, and a shot. He's off. Garrett Brown gets it ahead. Michael Schober to Pacey Rayner, who tries to kick it back to Ethan Cottle. He
Pacey
throws that off of a Nelsonville player.
Yeah, he got a little too deep there and tried to turn around and just pass it off, but didn't see the Nelsonville guy there, but it'll stay here with us.
Did, and hurried up a little bit. Looked like Pacey's off of balance a little bit there with his back to the basket, but good thought. Worked out well for us. And Garrett Brown, hard, tough shot there, left hand, and doesn't connect, and Nelsonville picks it up. They get it quickly to number 2, who shoots, and his shot is off. Another offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound or 2 here for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. That's one thing that the first and second quarter, all through the first half, Nelsonville did well, was they crashed the board offensive rebounds. The Rockets shut them out in the third quarter, but now they're working those boards again, and Wellston's going to have to get physical on the inside with them boxing out. Wellston's closing out. That's Zach Wilbur on the closeout on number 2, but he hits. Too late getting there. As number 2 connects, make it 41-25. Wellston still in the lead. Michael Schober working against that press, and he's going to go around his defender and all the way to the basket for a nice left-handed layup. It's Michael Schober with a nice take here. Zach Wilbur hustles back. Nelsonville trying to throw it ahead, but Zach Wilbur steps in front. Nearly picks that off, but goes off his fingers out of bounds. So it'll be a timeout Nelsonville here with score 43-25 with 3:49 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't
it? It has. It has. And this second half has been all Rockets for sure.
Yes.
And I'll give Nelsonville credit. As I said at the beginning of the game, they're not going to give up.
Right.
They're still trying to push the ball ahead. They have a shooter out there, number 2, nice-looking shooter, and the Rockets can't lose him again because with 3:49 left, the time is running down for them to be down. They're down 18 points. However, that's not insurmountable with that 3-point shot.
No, and we saw a little bit of that last night with Meggs. We hit a couple kind of good shots from the 3-point range, and before you knew it, we were almost within single digits with a minute and a half remaining, and all of a sudden the blowout started looking like a competitive game again.
The varsity Rockets hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter last night to make it a contest. 6 threes, that's 18 points.
Right.
So it can swing really quick. So it looks like Schober's guarding number 2, and he drives in the lane, and he finishes that shot. Nice shot there. Not bad defense. Pretty good hustle by Schober as Garrett Brown pushes it up the floor, gets it over to Jacob Cahall, who's in the game now. Back to Garrett Brown. Garrett will set up an offense. He gets a screen, an attempted screen from Ethan Cottle. Nowhere to go. He kicks it out to Zach Wilbur. Zach has nowhere to go with it, and he is looking in the paint. He finds Ethan Cottle, who goes to work with a nice footwork and a nice spin and step through for Ethan Cottle. Best game maybe I've seen Ethan Cottle play all year.
Yeah.
Really has come alive here in the fourth quarter. The Rockets still in that man-to-man and getting their hands on the ball, diving toward the ball, but Schober dives out of bounds, but good help defense by Zach Wilbur on number 2 there. And off of that loose ball got inside there, and Nelsonville, number 4 it looks like, went up with the shot and was fouled. So Nelsonville player shooting 2, 45-27. 2:43 left in the game. Number 4 will take his time, and he's short on that first one.
Is that Aiden Graham? Is that his name?
That's Aiden Graham, who comes in the game. He walked into practice a couple days ago, and I said, "Who is that young man with the new haircut?" He had some long locks of hair just a few days ago. But Aiden Graham, that's number 45 in the game. And Jacob Cahall, number 12, Ethan Cottle, 23, Michael Schober, 21, and Garrett Brown, number 5. A large lineup. This is the biggest lineup the Rockets, I think, have had in for their JV this year. We've got some height and length in there. Michael Schober will bring the ball up and play the point guard position. There's a screen from Aiden Graham. As Aiden rolls to the basket, he was open, but Schober missed him. Worked the ball around the paint to Garrett Brown, and he receives a screen from Jacob Cahall. Nothing there, but now Cahall resets, posts up. He makes a nice move. Nothing there, though. He's good help defense. Garrett Brown back to Cahall, but he misses that pass just a little bit behind him. And that'll be out of bounds, Nelsonville ball. Trying to get Jacob Cahall a touch with the ball and a look at the basket there.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Garrett Brown trying to get him the ball, get him some work. Jacob Cahall, all kinds of potential.
Yes.
And working at his game. Seems to love the game of basketball. Very proud of the progression he's made. I don't know if they have a Most Improved Player award, but if I was given it, I would give it to Jacob Cahall this year as the Most Improved Player. He has just really worked his game. So Nelsonville going to get a shot off here, and number 4, not a bad-looking touch on the ball.
And if I'm Wellston, I'm probably there. We go slowing it down, work the ball around a little bit. You need to be in no hurry.
No need to with 15-point lead, 45-30 with 127. So Wellston will take a timeout and talk it over. I'm sure that Coach Eberts here is going to put, yes, and he does. He puts in some freshmen, some kids that have not got a lot of playing this year, especially the freshman group. Like I said earlier, we haven't mentioned them a lot this year, but they the first half, first 2/3 of the year practiced hard. They practiced just as hard as everybody else.
Right.
And their season just had a few games because of COVID, because of different things going on. Just didn't have very many games. And their season dissipated pretty quickly. Had a few kids that they were able to bring up and put on this JV squad.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see them get in and get a few
tough.
A few minutes.
Especially when you know the kids are working really hard. And it's just so disappointing as a coach whenever things start getting canceled. And especially when you're expecting to play, maybe 10, 11 games or whatever. I don't know what was on their schedule before, but
usually about 10 plus a freshman tournament.
So
is what they get. As we get started here, and after this timeout, that was Aiden Graham on the rebound and putback. Jacob Cahall kicks it back out, and that's Logan Martin. Takes a 3, and Hunter Milliken fights for a rebound. Nelsonville comes out with it. They throw a long court pass to number 10. He goes up with it and bobbles the ball, but Wellston will be called with a foul. Yeah, I didn't see the foul, but doesn't mean there wasn't one, but I can make the statement I didn't see it.
Right.
I think he lost the ball there. But nevertheless, he will go to the free throw line, and first shot is up, and it's off to the right. And Shilman from Nelsonville will shoot. Number 10 shoot another shot, and it's way short. And that is a dead ball call. The whistle will blow, and it'll be Wellston ball out of bounds. That ball has to hit the rim.
We got, is that Hunter Milliken bringing the ball up?
We've got Hunter Milliken in the game.
Nick Fortner.
We have Logan Martin, number 43, with the ball, who drives in right there. Nothing there. He kicks it back out to Nick Fortner.
Now, Nick, Hunter, and Logan are all tremendous baseball players. So very excited for those three.
That's what I hear. And I'm sure these young men are looking forward to a great and full baseball season this year as freshmen, and these young men are going to develop into great varsity baseball players, a great future for the Wellston Rocket baseball team as well.
Like I said, you could say that with almost every sport that we have right now is great futures all around. A lot of athletes coming up through.
And Nick Fortner's playing some defense here. And Jacob Cahall comes through, and he ties up the ball. Good hustle. And it looks like another foul called. Of course, I'm not a ref, but I think I'd have called that a jump ball. I don't know. That's just me.
And
I have extensive experience at refereeing. Back in 1987, I refereed a Pee Wee basketball game at Central School.
Oh, boy.
The first and last game I ever refereed, I said I'll never do it again. And I have been true to my word to this day. Last job on the face of this planet I think I won as a referee. You make no one happy.
Trust me, I know that. I got roped into the very first Battle of the Badges basketball game.
I remember that. I played in that.
And and of course, I know nothing about basketball. And they're like, just if somebody looks like they're getting hurt, call it.
Yes.
And I tell you, even after that, I said, guys, here's my whistle. Here's the shirt. And don't ever call me again.
and that'll wrap it up here as the Wellston Rockets bring it up and dribble it out with the freshman on the floor. And 45-30 is the win for the Rockets as they bring this one to a close and win going away
with
the game.
Yeah.
And get everybody on the floor. And a lot of it were Rockets involved, a lot of Rockets scoring, sharing the basketball, pushing the ball, and controlled the second half.
Yeah, they should be very happy with how they played that second half. You couldn't ask for better. Just all around, just a great half of basketball. And, of course, they end up running away with it there at the end. And you'll have to apologize. I'm kind of stammering. I'm resetting everything on the scoreboard for the varsity.
Right.
So,
but just a great game. The overview of the game was the pendulum kept swinging. The first quarter, the second quarter, Wellston went in with a 2-point deficit. And Nelsonville goes in with the lead, 2 points.
Yeah.
But after halftime, some adjustments. And I'll tell you, just pointing out, Garrett Brown came in. And that half, Garrett Brown really stepped up.
Well, that was a big turning point.
Pretty much took control of the point guard position and distributed the ball as well as scored the ball.
Yeah.
And made a big difference for the Rockets. So he had a nice game. Ethan Cottle had a great game. Michael Schober, who hit a couple key baskets down the stretch.
Real quick, it is senior night, so I'm going to step away, and I'm going to take the camera down there so we can see everybody. So I got to hustle, and we will be right back. I think Bub's going to take over. You can keep chatting, but I got to hop off here.
Wonderful. So as Michael stated, it is senior night here at Wellston High School. And be honoring all those seniors here in just a few moments. Basketball players, cheerleaders. I am not sure. Sometimes they have some of the other sports in as well. And we'll see here in just a few moments who all be honored tonight. But all those seniors, congratulations to them. Been great being with you tonight. I have thoroughly enjoyed this whole year, this being our last home game. Enjoyed calling these JV games with you. Enjoyed the energy of the JV team. Look forward. Hopefully next year everybody's able to come out to these games and support these Rockets, these young guys coming up off of this JV team, and the ones who will be returning. But for tonight, it's a night to honor those seniors and to thank them for the hard work that they put in and to wish them their best as they move on. Great group of young men and young ladies. Going to sign off for now. Next voice you hear will be the golden voice of Bub Norris, who will be taking over for the Wellston varsity game.
Welcome back once again, Rocket fans. Bub Norris here, covering Golden Rocket basketball and senior night here at Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court. Another special guest joining us here this evening is the one and only, my son, Jared Norris. He's going to join us in here in just a moment. Actually, he's putting his headset on now and taking a look at the seniors. It is senior night right here at Wellston High School. The senior cheerleader, we have Annie McWilliams. She's escorted by her parents, Patty Woodruff and Josh McWilliams. Annie's honors include All-TVC academic team captain, and 4-year varsity letter. She plans to attend college and pursue a degree in pre-med. Annie would like to thank her coach Trish and Whitney for putting up with her for the past 4 years, her family, and everyone who comes to support the Rockets. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Annie McWilliams, the senior cheerleader. Next up, we have Jacqueline Pfeiffer. Jacqueline's escorted tonight by her parents, Andy and Tamara. Her honors include academic cheer captains, soccer heart of champion, and a Dean's athlete of the month for January. Jacqueline plans to cheer for Rio Grande University, where she studies sonography. Jax thanks her parents for always supporting her teammates for the endless memories, and Marcia Eggers for being there for her when mom couldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Jacqueline Pfeiffer. Again, a very special night tonight right here at Wellston High School. This is senior night, and we will be covering those seniors for you as well. Giving a shout-out to the Nelsonville seniors here in just a moment. But right now we have coming out on the court, we have Chase Ingalls, escorted by his parents, Crystal and Chad. Chase's honors include two basketball letters, 4 football letters, all TVC in baseball and football, and TVC football champs. He plans to enlist in the military. Congratulations, Chase Ingalls, for doing that and supporting our country. And go to lineman school. Chase would like to thank his parents for always doing their best for him and the Yardernachek family. He would also like to thank his friends and their families for all of their support. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Chase Ingalls. And Jared, one thing that always is significant about Chase Ingalls is the hair.
That's right. It's all about the hair.
So here in probably just a few short months, all that hair is going to be gone.
That hair will definitely be gone when he goes to the military, yes.
So, again, that's Chase Ingalls for the Golden Rockets. What a great career he's had for the Rockets in football and baseball. Outstanding baseball player and a great defensive player for the Rockets as well. Again, next up we have R.J. Kemp. R.J.'s escorted tonight by his parents, Robbie and Julie. His honors include 3 basketball and football letters, all TVC in football and TVC football champs. R.J. plans to attend Hobart Welding Institute. He would like to thank his family and friends for making high school the best that it could be. Again, ladies and gentlemen, R.J. Kemp.
So Chase Ingalls is going to be a lineman. And R.J. Kemp is going to be a welder. That's good to hear.
That's pretty good.
It's good to hear.
Good careers they're going into.
You don't hear too many guys going into trades these days anymore.
And that's a very special thing.
Right.
Next up, we have Eston Riley, escorted by his parents, Aaron Riley and Stacy Smith. Eston's honors include 2 football letters and 1 basketball letter. He plans to attend Police Academy after graduation.
Hey, how about that?
Eston would like to thank his coaches, family, and teammates for pushing him to be the best person that he can be. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Eston Riley. Again, going into a field that in today's world doesn't seem to be too popular, but hats off to any police officer. Next up, we have Hunter Smith. Hunter's escorted tonight by his parents, Deanna and Shane. His honors include 3-year varsity letters in basketball and all-conference in basketball. Hunter plans to attend college to continue his academic and athletic career. He would like to thank God, his family, and friends for their support. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the man in the middle for the Golden Rockets on the basketball team is Hunter Smith. Then last but not least, one of our favorite high school players in football and basketball, just a fine young man, Jared Wilbur. Escorted by his parents, Deanna and Brian. Jared's honors include 2 years letters in football, 1 letter in basketball, all TVC, all district, all state in football, TVC champs in football. He plans to work at BCR Construction after graduation. Jared would like to thank his family, friends, girlfriend, and coaches for all of their support. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Jared Wilbur.
I believe that's all the seniors.
And I think we do have some seniors for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes.
I want to make mention real fast, a Golden Rocket basketball senior night tradition for the basketball seniors. If I'm not mistaken, Coach Darrow started this many, many years ago, but giving them a basketball in a case.
And that's something they'll cherish for the rest of their lives?
Half of the basketball is white, where the entire team can sign it, and it's something that the seniors will have and can cherish forever, put it up in a trophy case in their house, in their room, whatever. But as long as I can remember, the Running Rockets have been doing that. The seniors get a basketball signed by the entire team. Like I said, I think Coach, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Darrow started that many, many years ago.
I think that is correct.
I can remember a long time ago when I was just a little fella, the seniors then getting a signed basketball. So something pretty special and a great tradition here at Wellston High School that I'm glad to see that we've kept going.
Again, the seniors for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes, senior basketball players, are Ethan Gale, Joe Tomei, Blaine Spencer, and Trevor Morrissey, I believe is how that's pronounced.
Morrissey.
So, again, a big shout-out to all of our seniors here this evening. All the Annie McWilliams, Annie and another young lady for the Rockets.
Forgot, didn't you?
I forgot. Had a senior moment.
It's the seniors on the basketball floor, not senior citizens tonight. We're talking about the seniors still in high school. You had a senior moment. It's a different kind of senior moment.
For sure. Last night, Jared, we're going to recap the game last night. The Rockets had their game here against the Meigs Marauders and ran into an absolute buzzsaw. Mm-hmm. The Meigs Marauders had a really nice player, and have a really nice player is in Coulter Cleland. And he lit the Rockets up for 35 last night. And Rockets really had no answer for him, which knocked them out of tournament play last night. But the Rockets do have this game tonight, and then they do, I believe, have another game Saturday, and that'll wrap up their season on the year. And then baseball will get right back into action.
Baseball.
So we're looking forward to that. Actually, I heard today that the weatherman's calling for 60 or 65-degree weather for tomorrow.
It feels like baseball outside right now. I started to get the fever of baseball today, actually.
So hopefully the snow will melt off tomorrow, and they'll be able to get outside and do some things, maybe some throwing on the parking lot out here by the school or whatever the case may be. But tonight, Nelsonville York Buckeyes come to town, Jared, and Coach Blaine Gabriel is the coach for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. Again, I would have to put him in a class right up there with Coach Combs, one of the best coaches in the Tri-Valley Conference.
Right up there with the best of the best.
Yeah, not only a great coach, but just a great individual himself.
Absolutely. You and I both refereed for him years ago when he was the head coach for the Alexander Spartans. He would work you a little bit as an official. He would definitely, but it was always out of respect. Yes. It wasn't anything personal. It was just the name of the game.
And because he used to be an official, he officiated for almost 40 years. He was telling us before the game tonight.
Right.
And just a great coach, great individual. And if the Rockets, I know, went to Nelsonville here a few weeks back and actually won, but Coach Gabriel was telling me before the game tonight that this is actually the second game all year that his team has played together as a team. Either been quarantined, off with COVID, whatever the case may be there. But
as we've heard time and time before, we're in unprecedented times.
We sure are. And he said this is only the second game back the entire season that he's had all of his team together at one time.
And here we are. We've got 2 games left of the season, and he's just now got his entire team back.
And he just got his entire team back. So, again, a terrific coach, terrific individual, and I expect nothing other than the best, really, because he gets the best out of his kids.
Absolutely.
The point I'm trying to make is this. Rockets are going to have their hands full again tonight. There's no easy games in the Tri-Valley Conference. So you could look around and say, well, we're going to win this game, we'll win that game. Not so anymore. Not with the coaches that we have and coaches that can develop players like they have been doing. So looking for an interesting matchup here tonight.
Yeah, well, when you have a coach like Coach Blaine Gabriel, you almost just have to throw a talent level out the window, because it's not necessarily about the talent that you have; it's about the coachability that the team has and how hard you get your team to work. That will say a lot about tonight. That says a lot about Coach Gabriel, how hard he gets the kids to work, and the kids respect him. That's the main thing. So
we're just about 12 minutes and 15 seconds away from opening tip here tonight. Jared Norris, I'm Bub Norris, bringing you your action tonight from Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court, as the Golden Rockets get ready to host the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. We're going to step away from the microphone here for just a moment, and you're going to listen to some of our sponsors and see some of our sponsors across the screen. Again, you're listening to Golden Rocket Basketball right here on BMG Media. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, Golden Rocket fans, to Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court. Jared Norris, I'm Bub Norris, bringing you your action tonight. Live stream via BMG Media right here again, once again at Wellston High School. Jared, it's great to have you joining us again here with us on the show tonight. The Rockets have senior night tonight and looking for big things out here. We're not sure who all is going to start, if the seniors will start tonight for the Rockets or what the case may be. But anyway, we were speaking when we were off air just a few moments ago. Rockets record, I believe, is 9-8, I believe, on the season.
Somewhere around the 500 mark.
Yeah, they're right around 500 mark, and Coach Foudy has brought him that far for his first year, and really you got to tip your hat to him. Could be a lot different situation,
yeah,
but he's kept the troops together through COVID, like many schools have had, and it's just been a real challenge for not only Coach Foudy, but coaches all around the Tri-Valley Conference, all over the world, actually. With this COVID thing going on, and so big shout out to him again for where the Rockets are at right now on senior night.
Yeah. Speaking from experience, it's tough to be in a leadership position during the COVID season. You just run into so many different things where you just haven't had to deal with it before. On top of having to run everything else that already comes with the job, it just it makes it tougher. And for Coach Foudy to go 500 in his first season as the Running Rockets basketball coach, I mean, I think that's outstanding.
So we're about 3.5 minutes away from opening tip here tonight, Wellston High School. Again, Jared Norris, and I'm his dad. As every place we go, Jared's dad. So we'll just say this is Jared's dad, Bub Norris, tonight, as we're getting ready to get action underway here in about 3.5 minutes. It's senior night here once again, so a big shout-out to the seniors for the Wellston Rockets, Hunter Smith, R.J. Kemp, and Chase Ingalls, and Jared Wilbur and Eston Riley are your seniors for the Rockets. And looking for big things tonight. Again, Coach Gabriel said before we came on the air tonight, we spoke with him for just a few minutes. This is the first night or second night back of all season long that he's had his team together. So he said it's going to be exciting just to see what's going to happen with everybody that he has.
And that is just an amazing fact that he's went the entire season and not had his entire team until now, or the second time he's had his entire team has been tonight, and the season's almost over.
And last night the Rockets ended their regular, or the tournament play, as the Megs Marauders was here last night. The Rockets fell to them, I think it was around 10 points or so, and so the Megs Marauders will move on in tournament play. The Rockets will go on the road, I believe, Saturday afternoon or evening, to Athens High School to play the Athens Bulldogs, and I believe Saturday will round out the season for the Rockets either way. So,
the Saturday afternoon basketball game.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Coach Gill and I spoke about that last night. We have never had a game on a Saturday afternoon that's ever been good.
No.
The fans are different.
Yep. The players play different. Even Saturday night games. There's just there's something different about a Saturday. The players aren't in school. The parents aren't at work. They've
maybe they got in an argument before they came to the game, and they take it out on the officials.
I don't know. You and I both can speak from experience on that. Saturday afternoon games are just different, and we'll just leave it at that.
It's bad. So anyway, minute 40 to go here. Pregame show again. You're listening to Golden Rocket Basketball right here on BMG Media. Jared Norris, I'm Bub Norris, bringing you your action tonight here from Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court. Big night tonight again. Senior night. As we're going to bark out these seniors to you here one more time before we get underway. Annie McWilliams is a varsity cheerleader. Jacqueline Pfeiffer is another cheerleader for the Rockets. Chase Ingalls, R.J. Kemp, Eston Riley, Hunter Smith, and Jared Wilbur. Jared, you and I spoke a little bit earlier that Eston Riley plans to go to the police academy, and Jared Wilbur expects to go right into the workforce to BCR Construction for a local construction company.
Chase Ingalls is going to be a lineman, and R.J. Kemp is going to be a welder. So good stuff.
They have their futures already planned out.
That's great.
What they want to do, and that is a great thing. So we're going to have the national anthem here in just a moment. When we do, we're going to break away here in just a moment for that. And as soon as the national anthem is over, then we'll be right back after that. But right now, again, it is senior night here at Wellston High School. And I'm not sure who the starting lineup's going to be, if Coach is going to start seniors.
I would imagine he'll start the seniors here on senior night. Usually the way it goes.
Just so you all know, you got the Bear on the air tonight, too.
The Bear on the air. Jared, Michael's nickname is the Bear. And the reason we come up with that, you probably don't get to watch much Saturday morning college football game day, where the game day they have the guys sitting behind Kirk Herbstreit and all those guys.
I get to watch it till about noon, and then I got to start getting ready for work. So,
but the Bear sits behind Kirk Herbstreit and those guys on the stage, and he's the one that sits back there with the magnets and puts it up who he thinks is going to win. So that's who we deemed Michael as to be. Michael is the Bear.
So, Bear on the air.
The Bear on the air. So. That's
also
good.
Michael's the guy controlling everything here tonight and gets this all set up.
Folks, we're going to break away from the national anthem right now. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back once again, Rocket fans, to Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court. Jared Norris on Bub Norris bringing you the action tonight here on senior night as the Golden Rockets get ready, Jared, to host the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. Looking for an exciting matchup here this evening.
Absolutely.
The Buckeyes, as Coach Gabriel was telling us, this is only the second time all year long his team has been together for a complete game. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to offer tonight. We know what the Rockets have to offer. We know that Hunter Smith is a force to reckon with inside the paint, Kyan Irvin, and so on. But it does look like we are going to be starting seniors here tonight for the Rockets. Eston Riley, Jared Wilbur, Chase Ingalls, R.J. Kemp, and Hunter Smith are going to be your starting five for the Rockets.
I want to make mention here before we get started real quick. You and I, we're going to have to do a real good job of not officiating over the air.
We've struggled with that all year.
Two former officials. I can imagine two former officials. But no, on a positive note of officiating, I do want to make mention the guy that you are going to see tossing the ball tonight for our opening toss is Mr. Phil Lightfoot. And he's been officiating basketball now, I think he said, for 40
plus years.
40 plus years.
Yeah.
And he told us before the game tonight that this was his last basketball game of his career. So tonight, Mr. Phil Lightfoot, I tip my hat to you. Thank you for all of your years of service to the Ohio High School Athletic Association and just the kids of Ohio, and just for your service, sir, and everything. So we appreciate you wearing the stripes for all these years. And good luck tonight. Go get them, and have a great last game of your career.
We're ready to get action underway. Starting lineups being introduced right now. 8 minutes is on the clock. And we are ready to rock and roll here at not the convo, as they would say, about this time of year.
Yeah, about this time of year. We're going to be missing that this year for sure. It's not going to be basketball 30 at the convo, but it is basketball 30 right here at Coach Jim Darrow Court. here at Wellston High School.
For sure. And the Rockets starting lineup once again, Coach Foudy going with all seniors. Jared Wilbur, Chase Ingalls, Eston Riley, R.J. Kemp, and Hunter Smith going to be your seniors.
And what a starting five right there.
That's pretty good lineup.
That's a pretty good starting lineup. 4 seniors and Hunter's a junior. Is that correct?
That's correct. And your for your seniors for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes, you have Ethan Gale, Joe Tomei, Blaine Spencer, and Trevor Morrissey. I believe that's how that's pronounced. I'm sure someone will correct me before the night's over with.
Morrissey. I would say Morrissey. That's how I would pronounce it. Mr. Phil Lightfoot tossing the ball for the last time of his career, 40-plus years. Going to go to the Rockets. Jared Wilbur gives it to R.J. Kemp, top of the key. Over the right side to Chase Ingalls. Ingalls looking to pass.
Eston Riley.
Back to Ingalls, top of the key. Throws it into Wilbur, into the paint. It's tipped by the Buckeyes and stolen. Buckeyes have the ball, bringing it up the floor. Number 11, driving the middle of the lane. Kicks it over, and it's tipped. Saved from out of bounds by Chase Ingalls. He throws it deep into the Nelsonville front court. Nelsonville will recover. Number 3, Drew Carter, top of the key for the Buckeyes. Dribbling. Loosely guarded by R.J. Kemp. He throws it to the middle there. It's batted by Eston Riley. The Buckeyes will recover. Buckeyes throw it to the right corner. 3-point shot put up, and it is good by number 22, Trent Morrissey. Buckeyes will get on the board first with that 3-point bucket by Morrissey. Rockets still in the backcourt trying to get the ball across. They'll throw it up to Jared Wilbur. He gives it to Eston Riley. Riley drives the middle of the paint. No good. Rebounded by Hunter Smith. Put back up. No good. Rebounded by the Buckeyes. Buckeyes coming up the floor. Kicks it to the right side. Another 3-point shot. And that one is good. That one is another one. Well, the first one was by Morrissey. That one would be by Drew Carter, number 3. The Buckeyes up 6-0. Stolen by the Buckeyes. Middle of the paint drive. Puts it up. No good. Rebound by Hunter Smith.
Jared, the Rockets right now really need to get a timeout and kind of stop the bleeding here early.
Well, we seem a little bit out of sorts. I don't know. I mean, those were 2 wide-open 3-point shots given up by the Rockets. We're really not guarding very heavy right now. I noticed there R.J. Kemp was guarding his guy pretty loose.
R.J. with the ball in the backcourt, passes it ahead to
Buckeyes a full court press.
Jared Wilbur. Back out top to R.J. Kemp. R.J. drives the lane, going to shoot the layup, and no good. Tipped back out top to Chase Ingalls, has it on the left wing, going to drive the paint. Back under the basket to Eston Riley. Back out top to R.J. Over to Chase Ingalls on the left wing. Looking inside to Hunter Smith. Cross pass out of bounds. Going to turn it back over to the Buckeyes with 5:56 to go. Here in the first quarter, Rockets trail early 6-0. Jared, you had mentioned this is just something that the Rockets have struggled with some this year, is identifying who the players are for the opposition and getting a hand in the face of the shooter.
Well, Trent Morrissey's obviously going to be one of the Buckeye shooters. Drew Carter's going to be one of the Buckeye shooters.
Morrissey again. It's short. I'm sorry, that was Ethan Gale. Passes it ahead to R.J. Kemp. R.J. back out top to Hunter Smith. Hunter's going to drive the paint, shoots the layup, and scores.
Drive. Way to go strong to the basket right there by Hunter Smith.
6-2 your score with 5:24 to go here in the first quarter. Carter with the ball out top, stolen by Chase Ingalls on the left side. Coast to coast. Going to shoot a layup.
Oh, maybe a foul.
Missed it.
Maybe a foul. I think he got hit on the arm right there.
Number 14 with the ball. That's Swope. Shot and score. And that's a freshman, and a good-looking freshman at that. 8-2 your score.
Rockets are struggling with the full court pressure here.
Number 11 drives to the basket. No good. Rebound Kemp. R.J. pulls it away. Again, Ethan Gale, a fine-looking basketball player in his own right. Eston Riley tries to get it across half court, passes it back to R.J. Kemp. And the Rockets are going to take that much-needed timeout right now, Jared, with 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. 8-2 your score. And you picked up on it real quick, as what we've been mentioning all year. The Rockets have got to do a better job of identifying who the shooters are and the players are on the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockets gave up 2 wide-open three-point shots to start off the game, and that's not the right foot that you want to get started off on.
4:43 to go here in the first quarter. 8-2 your score. Rockets trail. Jared Norris on Bub Norris bringing you your action tonight from Wellston High School coach Jim Darrow.
Hey, real quick, guys.
Yes, sir.
Ethan Gale was the standout wide receiver for Nelsonville this past football season.
Yes.
So obviously a tremendous athlete all around.
Well, the boy is an athlete.
That is for sure. Seems like every school we've played this year has had at least one all-around athlete. Megs last night had Coulter Cleveland, and tonight, again, we're seeing Ethan Gale for the Buckeyes. And he's only a junior. Correction, Ethan is a senior.
Great ball fake there.
Hunter Smith drives to the basket again and scores.
Boy, Hunter Smith just goes to the basket so strong.
Again, when he is in the right position on the floor, I don't know that there's a player in the league really that can match up with him.
It'd be tough to.
It'd
be tough to.
Ball goes right through the hands of Ethan Gale on the far side. Rockets going to take the ball out. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Number 13 in the game, Joe Tomei for the Buckeyes. He's a senior. So the Buckeyes have sophomore, junior. So they only have 2 seniors on their 3 seniors, correction, on their team in the game for the Rockets right now. R.J. Kemp, Kyan Irvin. Kyan's going to drive the basket. Passes it outside to Harmon.
Yep.
Harmon drains the 3.
We had a good look at that one from right up here, and I could tell it was going in from the minute it left his hand.
Carter with the ball out top for the Buckeyes. Drives to the left side. Passes to the corner to number 13, and that would be Tomei. Back out to Carter. Carter covered by Evan Brown. Good call by the official. That would be Phil White, the 40-year-plus official. Phil, several years ago, Jared used to be a lot heavier than what he is now.
He's lost a lot of weight.
And probably 5 years ago, he took it upon himself, you know what, I'm going to lose weight, and he done just that. And it sure has helped him in his officiating career.
Yep.
Rebound by Harmon. Harmon pushes it up the center of the court, passes up to R.J., goes right out of bounds. 3:28 to go in the first quarter, 8-7 your score. Rockets trail by 1.
Phil used to umpire a lot of baseball games for us, too.
We'll remember that. Was it your senior year? He took one on the forearm?
He took one off the wrist. He was behind the plate. He was the behind-the-plate umpire. We were at Miller.
I remember that.
We were playing Miller. He took a foul ball. I can't remember who was at bat, but he took a foul ball off the wrist. It ended up breaking his wrist. He had to leave the game. Had to go to the hospital.
Did he ride the bus?
No, the other umpire rode the bus down, got on the bus here at the school with us, rode the bus down to Miller with us, umpired the game, rode the bus back to us. So when you talk about a homer job, homer officiating and stuff like that, that's a perfect example of it right there.
That's what they say. Evan Brown on the score. Rockets now on top, 9-8.
We got to get back to announcing this basketball game and quit reminiscing of my high school days.
2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Rockets now take the lead, 9-8 your score, with Carter out top of the ball. Passes it over to McKee on the right side, over to Swope on the left side. Back out top to number 3 again. That's Carter. To number 13 in the corner, shoots a 3, no good. Rebound, Evan Brown tries to get it ahead, and he does, pushes it ahead to Harmon. Harmon, nice little shake and bake move at half court. Another shake and bake. He drives to the left side. Kyan Irvin's going to launch a 3. No good. Rebound, number 10 for the Buckeyes. That's McKee.
Neither team going to be afraid to shoot it tonight, that's for sure.
Carter ahead to number 13. Drives the paint. Blocked by Irvin. Irvin has some daylight. Are we going to see a slam-a-jam-a-bama? Don't think so. Good defense.
Nice Euro step right there.
Goes to the basket and scores.
Got undercut. Probably should have been a foul, but we'll leave it at that.
11-8 your score. Now make it 11-10. Score by the Buckeyes.
Trevor Morrissey. Oh, we got 2 Morrisseys. I didn't realize that. You got Trent Morrissey, 22, and Trevor Morrissey, 33.
Evan Brown, left-handed shot and score.
Look out, Rockets with the lead.
13-10 your score. Rockets on top. Minute 35 to go in the first quarter. Pass to number 14 on the wing. That's Swope. And we have a timeout taken on the field. And on the floor, rather.
Coach Blaine Gabriel is not too happy.
He's not what we would call a happy camper right now.
He's we're still early, obviously, in the basketball game, but the Buckeyes kind of lost their flow there a little bit. They had a lead. The Rockets went on a run. And
it's fun to watch, Jared. You have two different coaching philosophies in the huddle.
Yeah.
You have an old-fashioned coaching style with Nelsonville, Coach Blaine Gabriel getting in what we would say getting in their crawl. And then you have Coach Fowdy down here on the other end doing the hand signals and doing some signals as well, getting through to his players. But two totally different coaching philosophies. And right now, Rockets on top, 13-10. Minute 31 to go here in the first quarter. Buckeyes going to take it out on the side. Ball's inbounds to Carter. Rockets are going to be in a man-to-man defense. Going to switch. Hunter Smith now guarding number 14. That is Swope. Back over to Carter on the right wing, covered by Kemp. Back out top to 33.
Morrissey.
That is going to be Morrissey.
Morrissey to Morrissey and a foul on 33 for the Rockets. Wilbur checks back in for the Rockets.
Minute 13 to go here in the first quarter. Rockets on top by the score of 13-10. Number 33 with a shot.
That's Morrissey.
No good. Rebound, Hunter Smith. Kicked it off to
Kyan.
To high ahead to Kyan. Going to give it? Nope. Going to call it on the floor. Coach Gill would appreciate that. I'm sure he's listening tonight. If he's watching this, he's going to say, now, Bub, no, wait a minute. He had the ball and he gathered. He was heading to the basket. Just a matter of just how quick that play develops.
I'm not going to comment on that play right there. Well, you know what? I will comment on that. The bucket was good, and he should be at the line shooting one. I am going to comment on that.
Pass inside to Hunter. Hunter turns around the left side. No good. Own rebound.
Rebounds
back up.
His own shot, puts it back up. And he got hammered on the way up. All right, we're going to have to stop.
We're going to have to put a bad called nickel jar. Every time we bash the officials, we got to put a quarter in the jar.
But you know what? Though? I will say, that was a good no call. Hunter Smith is a strong kid.
Let him work it out,
right? He's a strong kid. He went up to the basket strong. Did he get hit on the arm? He did. Well, and now we're going
to get Jared Wilbur for what we would call a chest up or body check at the back at the end of the basket. 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Pass out top to 33, Morrissey. Morrissey over to 22. That is the other Morrissey. He's guarded by Jared Wilbur. Back out to Carter on top for the Buckeyes. Carter drives the paint. Going to put up a shot. Going to be short. Touched by Morrissey last. Out of bounds. Rockets going to take over when he out of bounds play.
17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Rockets on top by 5. 15-10 your score. Again, this is the second game all year that the Nelsonville Buckeyes have been together to play in the game as a team. Ball ahead to R.J. Kemp. Back over to Kyan Irvin. Buckeyes in a man-to-man defense, which would be expected coming from Coach Gabriel. Kyan drives the paint. They're going to call him for a travel on the play. Pass inbounds to number 11. That's going to go to Ethan Gale. Pass ahead. They're going to score it.
They are.
They're going to score it. Right call.
Yep, absolutely.
But a little hesitation there, but
good basket.
Yeah,
that call is supposed to come from the official that is opposite the scorer's table and is out top. And he was a little bit.
The call.
He did, but the official
we'll leave
closest,
it there, right?
The official closest to the scorer's table made the call first. But either way, it was the right call. They got it right.
15-12 your score. End of one. Rockets on top here at senior night. Again, recognize those seniors for the Rockets. Annie McWilliams and We'll get the other cheerleader, Jacqueline Pfizer, for the Rocket cheerleaders, and for the boys starting lineup. They started Rockets. The starting seniors were Eston Riley, Chase Ingalls, Jared Wilbur, Hunter Smith, and R.J. Kemp were the starters tonight.
So real quick.
Yes, the bear is on the air.
Real quick, just so you know, this may be the last high school game we stream. This could be it. We're uncertain about football. Obviously, we're done with basketball. So this could be the final one. So
yeah. Not going to do any baseball?
Soak it up. We will not. I coach, so can't.
Little conflict of interest.
Well.
All right, we're started second quarter action here this evening. Carter, crossover dribble against the freshman Garrett Brown. Passes over to Morrissey on the left wing. Tapped away by Gunnar Harmon on the right wing. Again, as Jared made mention earlier, you have two Morrisseys in the game. You have Trent Morrissey, who is a sophomore, and Trevor Morrissey, who is a senior. Carter with the ball out top for the Buckeyes, guarded by Garrett Brown. Beats him to the paint and scores.
The Buckeyes just completely spread out right there and just let Drew Carter drive it to the basket.
Pass over to Harmon on the right wing for the Rockets. Skip pass across to Garrett Brown. He looks at a three, passes it up. Going to bounce pass to Jared Wilbur. And to the basket and score. Jared Wilbur for two.
Great pass, great shot there, Jared Wilbur.
A freshman to the senior. Number 14 with the ball. That's Swope back out top to Morrissey. We're speaking of Trevor Morrissey. Over to Carter. Carter drives to the paint. Back out to number 22, Trent Morrissey.
22 and 33 to Morrissey. I'm assuming they're brothers. One's a senior, one's a sophomore.
Number 14 drives to the paint. That is
Rose
the
up
freshman.
A prayer.
That's Keegan Swope. Gunnar Harmon with the ball on the left side. Pulls it back out. Going to get a high screen by Hunter Smith. Kicks it over to Garrett Brown. Over to Kyan in the right corner. Kyan tries to get the baseline back out top to Garrett Brown. Gets away with a travel for a minute, but not too long. Official stops play. Travel call is the call. 6:37 to go in the first half. 17-13 your score. Rockets on top. Drew Carter with the ball out top for the Buckeyes. He's looking to take Garrett Brown to the basket again. Shot, no good. Rebound.
Great defense there by Garrett Brown.
Nice job by the freshman. Kyan Irvin driving to the coast, looking for Garrett Brown to the basket. Garrett loses it for a minute, kicks it back out top to Kyan. Kyan a little step back move. Harmon with the three-point shot, his second one on the night, no good. Rebound by number 22, Trent Morrissey. Over to Drew Carter. Drew Carter ahead to number 11, Ethan Gale. His shot up, no good. Rebound, Gunnar Harmon, rather. I've done that all year long.
It's easy to do.
Harmon ahead to Smith. Smith inside to Jared Wilbur. Back pass. Rockets turn it over. Good look. Just didn't get it there.
Just wasn't there.
Ethan Gale out top with the ball for the Buckeyes, guarded by Hunter Smith. Two wide receivers going at it right here. Blocked by Smith. Tap ahead. Turnover, Rockets. Keegan Swope out top with the ball, guarded by Kyan Irvin. Back over to number 22, Trent Morrissey. Back out top to Drew Carter for the Buckeyes, guarded by Harmon.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and call it right now. This game's going to go down to the wire.
Three-point shot, no good. Great box out by the Rockets.
It was a great box out right there.
Kyan Irvin, we haven't seen that fundamental much all year, but a great box out by the Rockets. Kyan Irvin on the play.
I was almost afraid that the official right there was going to call him for a hook.
And explain that.
When a player, when you box out, you can't hook the defender and you kind of hold him or trap him behind you. You can box and you can push him out of the way, but you can't hook and hold him. Kyan had that right arm down there just a little bit, but the defender did push on him there a little bit.
R.J. Kemp with the drive to the basket. No good. He's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Hasn't been that many foul shots put up tonight.
17-14 your score. Rockets on top with 4:34 to go here in the half.
Hasn't been that many shooting fouls called, or have I not just been paying attention?
3 fouls to 4, so we've had 7 fouls on the night, but not too many guys
that many shooting fouls.
RJ's second shot on the way, no good.
Missed them both. Good no call there by the official.
By number 10, that's Braden McKee. He's a junior. Drew Carter out top with the ball for the Buckeyes, guarded by Eston Riley. R.J. Kemp guarding Ethan Gale.
I'm going to stick to what I said a minute ago. I think this game's going to come down to the wire.
Gale shot up, and he scores.
Back to a 1-point ball game. 4 minutes to go in the half. Two very evenly matched teams right here.
Kyan Irvin drives to the basket. Jared Wilbur goes up for a shot. It has it blocked. Hunter Smith on the rebound. He goes back up himself. He shot and scored, and they're going to count it. As our old referee partner would say, Lowell Settles, he would go, count it.
Good.
3:55 to go in the half. Rockets 19, Buckeyes 16. Hunter goes to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Shot is up. No good. Rebound Rockets.
R.J. Kemp.
Back to Hunter at the foul line. Passes inside to Wilbur underneath. Misses the bunny.
Just didn't capitalize. You know, in this game also, too, has the capability of busting open either way.
Pass over to the freshman, number 14, Keegan Swope.
Just like the Buckeyes went on that 6-0 run right out of the gate with those two back-to-back three-point baskets by Carter and Morrissey.
Rockets playing a man-to-man defense right now. Pass over to Drew Carter on the left wing, guarded by Kyan Irvin. Carter driving the paint, shot up, no good, partially blocked. Pass ahead to bodies everywhere.
Collisions going on down there. I'm not sure really in that situation. Who do you call a foul on? Coach Foudy jumped up off the bench as if there should have been a foul on the Buckeyes. I don't know that there was really a foul either way there. You just got two players going after the ball, and they just collide.
Yeah, it'd be hard to penalize either player on that play. Drew Carter with the ball on the left wing. Right wing, rather, passes it over to number 13, shoots a three, and he scores, and that's Joe Tomey. Back to a 2-point ball game. 2:35 to go in the half. Kyan with it out top. Passes to Eston Riley on the right wing. Shot, 3-point, no good. And not really sure. It looked like it went off the Buckeyes, but we'll get the official calling right here.
Went off of number 13's foot. That is the correct call. You know, we can see a lot from up here, can't we?
Mm-hmm.
Rockets going to inbound it from their own baseline.
Kyan takes it out, passes out top to Hunter Smith. Over to R.J. on the left wing. Essen's going to shoot another three, no good.
No good.
Kyan Irvin with the rebound. Passes inside to Smith. He's got to score right there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to shoot it right there. But
he gives unselfish.
He gives it off to Eston, and here you go, Eston, you score.
23-19 your score with 2:07 to go in the half. Carter, crossover dribble, drives to the paint, shot up. He's going to roll around and goes in.
You let that guy get inside the paint right there, he's going to score every time.
Back to a 2-point ball game again. Minute 55 to go in the half. Eston Riley with the ball out top, passes ahead to Kyan Irvin. He has some green light paint. Shot to the basket, no good. Back gets his own rebound. Kyan back up again and scores on the putback.
Great job right there. Way to tough it out.
Tomey with the ball back out top to Carter for the Buckeyes. Number 14, the freshman, Swope with the three-point shot. No good. Passes ahead to Irvin. Look out.
Look out.
Well, folks, when there's silence on the air, you know there's something that happened that we weren't too crazy about. How that was not a foul call, I have absolutely no idea. We're in shock, I guess. We'll just leave it at that.
Kyan went up for a dunk and was knocked to the floor in the process.
Wow. Okay. We're moving on. Minute 14 to go in the half. 25-21 your score. Rockets on top. Buckeyes take it out underneath the basket. Trevor Morrissey has the ball out top, guarded by Hunter Smith. Pass to the corner, knocked out of bounds by Chase Ingles. Carter with the ball out top for the Buckeyes. Passes it over to number 22, Trent Morrissey, the sophomore. Back out top to number 11, Ethan Gale. Back over to Morrissey on the right wing. Rockets in a man-to-man defense. Passes to Swope in the corner. Swope's going to drive the paint. Under heavy pressure, he turns it over. Chase Ingles with the ball up the center of the court, pulls it back out, and he turns it over. 40 seconds to go in the half. Carter with the ball for the Buckeyes. Crossover dribble, takes it to the rack. Shot is up, and Rockets going to be called for a foul. .34 seconds to go in the half. Rockets on top by 4. 25-21 your score.
So the guy at the line is that's Drew Carter. He is actually the quarterback at Nelsonville. So obviously their athletes play multiple sports there. So
you're kind of the bear back here.
He's
also kind of like courtside. You know how if we were on television, we would go down to Michael Gray down there courtside, and Michael would say, "You know what, guys? Drew Carter is also the quarterback for the Buckeyes team during the football season. Just what a tremendous athlete this kid is."
Well, maybe if we're allowed back next year, I might get down on the court side.
Get down there on the floor.
Do some interviews as they're coming off the floor.
2-point ball game, 25-23 your score, 30 seconds to go in the half. Irvin with the ball for the Rockets, pulls it back out. The Rockets, I would think, would go for one right here. Going to play a little old game of keep away here for about 17 seconds. Pass to the corner to R.J. Kemp. Back out top to Harmon. Harmon over to Irvin. 9 seconds to go. Back out top to Harmon.
As long as we don't have
over to Kemp. Kemp's going to shoot the three. No good. Rebound, Hunter Smith back up at the buzzer.
And it is good.
Count it. Hunter Smith showing his presence on the board on the miss three. Gets the offensive rebound, and again, he's been a force to reckon with here tonight on the offensive glass and puts one back right at the buzzer to put the Rockets on top by 4, 27-23 your score here at the half.
The Rockets are definitely out-rebounding the Buckeyes on the offensive boards. The Rockets have had numerous second and even third chance opportunities in their own front court on rebounds. That's hurt the Buckeyes a little bit the first half. So I'm sure Coach Gabriel is going to be talking to his team about that, boxing out, getting those rebounds and pushing the ball up the other end of the floor and not giving the Rockets those second and third chances to put the bucket up, because you've got guys like Hunter Smith and Kyan Irvin down there under the boards, 6'4", 6'5" guys. You got to box them out, or they're just going to jump right over top of you, get the ball and put it right back up. Again, it is senior night right here at Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court. You are listening to BMG Media. Did you explain to everybody what BMG stands for?
BMG is.
Does everybody have you ever explained that before?
Don't think we ever have explained.
Nobody's
what
ever
BMG
explained.
Media is for.
I can't believe it. You've went all through football season and all through this basketball season, and you have not explained, Michael, what BMG stands for. So why don't I'll let you, since
okay. Well, BMG stands for Bo Michael Gray. That's the firstborn son. of Emily and I. So he has good initials. So I decided
we were sitting around one night and saying, "Hey, BMG." Of course, I get to sing. I sing the BMG song.
Yeah.
Thing,
and how old is Mr. BMG now?
17 months.
Easy
now. 17 months, I do believe.
17 months.
No. He was born in September. October, November, December, January, February. Yep, 17. He'll be almost 17 months in 4 more days.
and what a little feller he is.
Yes,
I tell you.
He's a wild man. He actually got a little too wild today and took a spill. But he is all right. And Emily said within about 15 minutes he was up running around. And anywhere he goes, he leaves an absolute mess. So we call him Bonado at the house.
Bonado. Getting to that age.
I can vouch for that. So we're going to listen to the Golden Rocket cheerleaders here for just a moment. All right, hats off to the cheerleaders for a fantastic halftime show right here at Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow-Court. Back to the BMG thing here for just a moment.
You know, Michael, while we're talking about family here, I'm wondering, and I'm sure some folks are wondering that are tuned into our broadcast here, saw your video of Benny and Pat at the wheel.
Benny and Pat at the wheel.
I'm just wondering if we're going to have any more videos like that, because I got the absolute best kick out of that there ever was. I was never fortunate enough to meet your grandpa. I don't think I ever met your grandma either, but I heard a lot about him. And it was just it just seemed like I was listening to your dad.
Well, yeah.
Behind the camera right there is exactly who it sounded like. It sounded like Brett Gray. It wasn't Brett Gray. It was Benny Gray, Brett's dad. But it was that I got quite the kick out of that. I do have one more video that I'm going to post. It actually shows the south side of town, long before AutoZone, Super Quick. Yeah, boy, that was
McDonald's. None of that's existent. I'm actually working on getting that posted up. But yeah.
And when you think about it, 1989, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But my goodness, that's been over 30 years ago now.
And this one is from 1987.
And that's even before my time. So.
But yeah, Grandpa was a truck driver. He was part of the Million Mile Club. He's been everywhere. So I've even got footage from way back in the 60s. He's driving the Pennsylvania Turnpike and holding the camera and going
amazing.
down the road. And he was a talker, a narrator. So it's been really good.
You could definitely tell he was a talker. That's for sure.
It's been really cool because, I was only 12 or 13 when my grandpa passed away, and I was 20 when my grandma passed away. But they were great people that a lot of people in the community knew them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because in that video, you see the gazebo sitting uptown. She goes, they're going to move that to Pride Park. I heard that in the shop.
It's still sitting there today.
If you knew my grandma, she always had the good word that came from the shop.
Oh, yeah.
She's talking about a beauty shop.
That's where all the word spread around there at the beauty shop.
So her intel was really good that year.
Yep. And that gazebo's still at Pride Park, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it is. So really neat to see. And of course, that's something that I do on the side. So if anybody has any footage that they want done or whatever, get a hold of me on Facebook. I convert VHSs to digital, and you can keep them forever. Tapes do wear out, but that's enough marketing for me. But
old Benny said, for the next 25 minutes, my life is in her hands. She's just a getting her, he'd say. She's just a flying.
Funny story is she actually learned how to drive without my grandpa knowing. She went and got her license without my grandpa knowing.
Oh, boy.
So I guess he really must have trusted her to finally get in the car with her in 1989.
And I'm a big history buff. All my life I've loved history. I love American history, and I also love the history of our town, where we, our heritage, where we come from, where our parents, our grandparents grew up, and just to see that was just a big thrill. For them to go down, coming up Pennsylvania Avenue there after they turned, he said, I'm gonna get a picture of Rax. I remember him saying that. And if you all remember, if you're a longtime Wellston native here, you remember years ago. I even remember before it was Wendy's, it was Rax.
Yes.
I love those roast beef sandwiches from Rax. And he said that, and I was hoping he'd get a picture of it, but he never did get the camera around there.
Well, she was driving too fast.
Yeah, that's what he said. She get to flying, he'd say.
So, yeah, she had the A-trim on the front and stuff like that, and he missed it. But it was a cool shot, the bus garages and all that stuff that you see.
Going down Ohio Avenue, seeing the Louis Movie Theater.
And obviously, all three of us are very, very proud to be from here. This is why we do what we do.
Exactly.
Very proud of my community. I'm very proud of Wellston. And without getting too far into it, I think what Mayor Charlie Hudson, what everybody is trying to do around here as a whole, from the fire department, police department, to city council, to the schools, we have something to be very proud of and to be looking forward to.
Yep.
Wellston's on a rebound. You're seeing small businesses. We have small businesses supporting us.
Yep.
And it's just great to see great people, great community. I've always loved it here. I'm very glad that I'm planting my roots here for another generation.
Even though I live in Rio Grande now, I still bleed blue and gold.
Yes.
Will forever.
I want to send a big shout-out while we're reminiscing just a minute to your dad, to your mom and dad, if they're listening tonight. Your dad has been down with COVID.
Yes.
And I know
been down pretty bad with COVID.
Yes.
He has had a really tough bout with that. We just want him to know that they're certainly in our thoughts and prayers, and looking forward to you can getting back and me aggravating you every now and then. And just want you to know, Brett, that we're certainly thinking about you guys. You're in our thoughts and prayers, and get this snow melted off and get you healed up a little bit, and we'll get back at it again.
Snow pretty much all melted off today.
Yeah.
My driveway's nothing but mud now.
We had our second official baseball practice today, and I tell you, if there would have been just a little less water, we would have been down on that ball field.
Well, yeah, for sure. And it's even supposed to be nicer tomorrow.
Yes.
So,
folks, we're about a minute and 15 seconds away from second half action right here at Coach Jim Darrow Court, Wellston High School. As Coach Blaine Gabriel we're waiting for the Buckeyes to come back out at halftime now.
Let's take a quick 30-second break, let everybody get a drink, and then we'll come right back here right before second half starts.
Again, you're listening to Golden Rocket Basketball right here on BMG Media. We'll be back in just a moment.
we're back here, second half action, Wellston High School. You're listening to BMG Media right here from Coach Jim Darrow Court. Rockets with the ball to start the second half. 27-23 your score. Rockets on top of the Buckeyes.
Rockets with the turnover. Buckeyes out top. Ethan Gale with the ball over to Carter on the left wing.
Morrissey,
that's number 33. Trevor, the senior. Over
22 in the corners. Trent Morrissey for three.
No good. Rebound, Kyan Irvin for the Rockets. Kyan under heavy pressure. Kicks it ahead to R.J. Kemp. Over to Irvin on the right side. Back to Kemp. Buckeyes in a spread zone defense.
Rockets need to pass them out of this 2-3 zone here. Not in any hurry. 4-point lead still. A lot of time left, a lot of ball to be played, but the Rockets with the lead right now. No reason to get in a hurry about anything. Buckeyes in a 2-3 zone.
Looks here like it might be in like a 1-3-1 zone. maybe stretching it out just a little bit to see if they fall back into a 2-3.
Regardless, what the Buckeyes are trying to do is keep the ball out of the paint.
Evan Brown with a 3, no good. Rebound.
Buckeyes are going to try to keep the ball out of Hunter Smith and Kyan Irvin's hands in the paint is what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to make the Rockets shoot it from outside.
Rockets going to take the ball out of bounds. Kyan Irvin taking it out of bounds. Going to try to get it inbounds to RJ, and he does. Back over to Kyan. Kyan's going to dribble up the center of the court. Guarded by Swope. Passes over to Harmon. Harmon back out to Irvin. He's going to shoot a 3. No good. Rebound, Swoop for the Buckeyes.
That's exactly what the Buckeyes want the Rockets to do right there. They want them to shoot it from behind the three-point line. They want to keep the ball out of Hunter Smith's hands in the paint.
Carter with the ball for the Buckeyes. Shot by Morrissey. No good. Rebound, Swoop.
Must just be something about this end of the basketball floor because now the Buckeyes are starting to get their own offensive rebounds.
Buckeyes will take the ball out on the side right in front of their bench. With 6:26 to go in the third quarter, Rockets on top 27-23. Morrissey going to take the ball out of bounds, pass it into Gale. Gale over to Carter. Carter out top for the Buckeyes, pass inside to number 11 again. That's Gale.
Carter with a shot, no good. Bodies hitting the floor all over the place.
Official made the right call on that play. That was the right call. I guess they're going to talk about it anyway, but 8:13 to go, or 6:13 to go here in the third. (27-23) your score. RJ taking the ball out for the Rockets, passes into Harmon.
We've yet to have a score this half, either team.
Harmon up the right side, little shake and bake, taps it out of bounds. Swoop swats it out of bounds.
Swope.
He
swatted it. Swope swatted it out of bounds.
Swope swatted the ball. 6:06 to go in the third. Kemp with the ball up top for the Rockets. Again, need to have a call on that play.
Got to have a call either way. Got to have something. Got to have a whistle. Or else it's going to get hostile, and I don't mean just on the floor.
Kemp for 3, no good. Rebound, Irvin. Irvin back to the paint, shot up, no good. Rebound, Smith. Smith going back up again.
That was a good block shot right there by Gale.
Swope drives to the basket, knocked out of bounds again. And a lot of block shots going on right now.
A lot of block shots.
5:37 to go in the third quarter. Gale taking the ball out of bounds.
Can't leave Drew Carter wide open like that for 3.
For that reason right there, Drew Carter just drains a 3.
Can't give him that much cushion.
Back to a 1-point ball game. Jared, you called it earlier. You think this thing's going to the wire.
I'm telling you, it's going to the wire. We've refereed enough basketball games to know which ones are going to the wire, and because we would talk about it at halftime. You know, we would say at halftime, boys, this was going to go to the wire. And sure enough, it does.
You have two teams really battling it out.
I mean, you've got two. I mean, I don't know how you could evenly match two teams any more than what these two teams are.
Hunter Smith to the basket, passes it off to Brown. Evan Brown, shot is up. The old-fashioned step back.
I would like to see Hunter just go up and score right there. He's that close to the basket, and there's nobody on the floor taller than him. Like to see him take that up and score.
Number 11 on the score, Ethan Gale again for the Buckeyes.
But nonetheless, on this end, in the last possession, he handed it off to 33 there, and he did score. So,
yeah, the game getting a lot more physical right now.
It is.
4:52 to go in the third. Rockets on top by 1. 29-28 your score.
Rebounded Kyan Irvin, put back up, and it's good.
Rockets back on top 31-28. Carter out top with the ball for the Buckeyes. Over to Morrissey, down to the other Morrissey. Tries to back Evan Brown down. Carter shot up, no good. Rebound, Evan Brown. Passes it ahead. Going to be turn it over, though. Morrissey down to Carter in the corner. Looking over the entire court. 4:05 to go in the third. Rockets on top, 31-28. Carter backs it out the top of the key for the Buckeyes. Passes over to the right side to number 33, Trevor Morrissey. We have a foul on the play.
And that's probably well, you know what? I'm just going to say it. It is what it is. That's one of the weakest foul calls all game. I'm just going to say it. There's no sense in holding it in.
You're the jar dollar right there.
Yeah, I'll be collecting that afterwards.
It's a good thing basketball season's over, or else I'd be broke if I
was about to say, you'll raise me enough money for another camera.
If I announce any more games, I'd be broke.
3:55 to go in the third, 31-28, your score, Rockets on top. Jared Norris on Bub Norris bringing you your action tonight from Wellston High School, Coach Jim Darrow Court. We do have the Bear joining us again here this evening. Bear is on the air. Give us your take there, Big Mike.
It's physical.
It is the second. It is a physical game.
It
the
is
second
very
half
physical.
for sure.
Good sized crowd. I'm just going to be Mr. Obvious here. Good sized crowd on both ends. If you guys hear a jingle, I'm very sorry. I just hit a button I shouldn't have. Anyway, I think it's been a good game so far. I think Jared was right. It's going to come right down to the wire.
It's just my expert analysis.
Your expert analysis.
Howard Cosell.
Well, I'm going to believe
you boys. Neither one of you boys remember who Howard Cosell was.
I have no idea who Howard Cosell was. Anyway,
well, you can look him up after the game.
Okay.
Some of us weren't around when the dinosaurs were roaming.
So I retired, as most of you know, a year and a half ago from refereeing basketball, and John Jackson asked me, he said, "Bub, I need some help Saturday morning. Will you come up and help me out?" And I thought, oh, man, community service. So I did it. Well, I woke up Sunday and I couldn't move.
You mean you didn't even get paid?
No, that's community service.
My goodness. Well, you're even crazier than I thought. I thought you at least got paid.
As the old boy said, my knees swelled all up. Back was hurting, hips were hurting. Don't get old, folks. Second shot up, and he scores. 31-29, back to a 2-point game, 3:50 to go in the third. Rockets on top. Garrett Brown with the ball in the right corner and needs to get it out of the corner. It's going to be stolen. Going to have a travel, but no call. But great hustle by Garrett Brown.
The Rockets have retained the lead. If I'm not mistaken, they've retained the lead since about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
Again,
it's been a close ball game. Never has been outside of 4 points.
We will say this, that the officials are letting them play. That's just a good way to put.
Yeah. This game is reminding me a little bit of the Michigan-Ohio State game this past Sunday.
Turnover. Morrissey with the ball. Going to stop. Pass off to Carter.
Great block shot by Kyan Irvin.
Gale's going to shoot the three. No good. Rebound, R.J. Kemp.
You know, Wellston-Nelsonville kind of carries a little bit of a rivalry anyway.
In just about every sport.
We haven't liked the Buckeyes. There was a kick and no call, but
again, we would love to see Hunter Smith, and we've said this all year long, when he gets inside the paint where he's at, we'd love to see him go ahead and shoot it and finish it. I think I just finally figured out he is just too unselfish of a player. Yep. If there's ever a thing, he loves to pass the ball when he gets into paint. And most coaches is going to be screaming at him, shoot the ball when you're in there.
That right there is a mindset thing for Hunter Smith. If Hunter Smith would get it in his mind that when he touches the ball inside the paint, the first thing that crosses his mind is to score, then he'll start doing that.
And nobody could stop him. He's that good of an athlete under the basket.
First thing that should come to his mind is shoot.
Brown with the ball.
The first thing that comes to his mind now is to pass it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if it's an open pass.
Again, the Rockets being a little careless with the ball right now. Love to see him take care of the ball. Coach Terry Gill would be all over that, stating, take care of the basketball. It's not a hot potato. Take care of it.
Well, and that was a big pet peeve with Coach Darrow. Take care of the ball. Handle it.
Back out top to Kemp. The Buckeyes are just spreading that zone defense out and trying to push the Rockets back out as far as they can. Evan with the three. No good. Tap, rebound. Rockets going to get it back on the tap. Kyan Irvin out top. Again, pass to Evan. Evan's going to drive the baseline, put up a shot, no good. Rebound, Kyan Irvin once again.
Great rebound, Kyan Irvin. He just goes flying into the basket and
scores. Wow, this, folks, is a very physical basketball game.
Kyan Irvin is bound and determined. He's going to get that rebound. And he's going to put it back up. And he did just that. He got fouled. Now he's going to the line to shoot one more.
33-29 your score, 2:02 to go in the third. Kyan goes to the line to finish the old-fashioned three.
This could give the Rockets a 5-point lead here.
Shot on the way. No good. Very uncharacteristic.
Rockets not making their foul shots tonight.
Kick. Watch Mr. Lightfoot there trying to do that kick motion. Might throw a hip out of place.
That's his last game anyway.
Minute 57 to go in the third. Golden Rocket basketball right here on BMG Media. Mr. Lightfoot's going to bounce the ball to Keegan Swope. Here we go. It got quiet in here all of a sudden.
Yes, it did.
Minute 50 to go here in the third. Carter passes it off to Swope. Swope back out top to Carter for the Buckeyes. Looking inside to number 13, that would be Tomey. Over to Swope, back out to Carter. High screen by McKee. Going to shoot a three. No good. Rebound, Hunter Smith. He's got to have
he had a wide open look.
A ton of rebounds tonight. Irvin's going to shoot a three on the way. No good. Rebound by Gale. Passes it ahead to number 13 to Tomey. Back out top to number 11, Gale again. What a beautiful pass under the basket by Gale to number 10, McKee for a Buckeye score. Again, back to a 2-point ball game. Buckeyes not going away. Eston Riley kicks it ahead to Jared Wilbur.
Minute to go, quarter number 3.
Back out top to Kyan Irvin. .54 seconds to go in the third. Kyan looks, passes off to RJ in the corner. Back out top to Irvin. Again, the Buckeyes, the zone defense is just forcing the Rockets, pushing them farther away from the basket to try to make them operate far away from the basket.
Great game plan from Coach Gabriel.
Yeah, that's a foul that probably could have been called a lot tonight. Is that reach around foul, but the officials letting them play. 32 seconds to go in the third. Rockets up by 2, 33-21 your score. Chase Ingles in the game for the Rockets right now, replacing R.J. Kemp.
So just real quick while they're inbounding the ball, we want to thank all of our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Haven't made mention of our sponsors yet tonight. We've been talking too much basketball and too much Benny and Pat at the wheel.
That's all right.
Carter with the ball out top. Drew Carter drives to the paint. Official's going to wipe off the layup.
I was afraid they were going to call Chase Ingles for that there.
Chase is probably one of the best defenders on the floor. If you want him to guard somebody, just say, and he can do just that for you. Again, plays tenacious defense.
It's all about that. It's all about the hair. It's the hair.
Back out top to Gale. Guarded by Irvin. Buckeyes going for one shot with 7 seconds to go. Gale back out top. Going to do a shake and bake, try to make the curve. Tosses the ball out of bounds. Coach Blaine Gabriel, not a happy camper right now. He gives him the old Bobby Knight look through the corner of the eye like, what are you doing?
Hands on the hips there. What are you doing? As long as we don't see a chair go flying across the floor, we'll be all right.
0.4 of a second to go in the quarter. It's actually, you can legally catch it.
Catch and shoot. Legally catch and shoot.
Baseball throw and off the backboard.
Clock should not have started.
Uh-oh.
The clock should not have started until the ball hit the backboard, if I'm not mistaken. I've been out for a little while. But if the ball touches anyone or any. So it can touch the floor. And the clock, they might be pulling them back out here, boys.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Finish the third quarter because the clock was started too early before the ball even hit anything. I don't know. Explain. Am I correct there? It starts. So Chase Ingles inbounds the ball from this end of the floor, throws it all the way to the other end of the floor. It hits the backboard. I don't think he meant to hit the backboard. It kind of looked like he was trying to shoot it from out of bounds on the inbound play.
Either that or they were trying to get like a little alley-oop quick.
In 30 years of officiating, I've never had that happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, what good's that?
They did, guys. They put 0.4 of a second back on the clock, fellas.
So now it'll be Nelsonville's ball. That's a turnover too.
I don't see how it's a turnover. It's not out of. It hit the front of the backboard, so it didn't go out of bounds. It stayed in bounds. That's one for the case book right there. That's one that we would
have to look it up.
That's one that we would pull up in the case book and look for that one. The Buckeyes are going to try to do the exact same thing. And the ball still didn't get touched. Didn't get touched by anything. So now it's going to go back to being the Rockets' ball out of bounds.
This might be the longest 0.4 of a second I've ever seen in my life.
From the same spot that they threw it in from 2 possessions ago.
Well, here we go.
So now let's see what Chase Ingles does. Let's see if he throws it to the other end of the floor again. I don't really. No, I mean, Kyan could have legally caught it and shot it right there, but it's only the end of the third quarter. I don't know why we were so adamant about getting the ball to the other end of the floor and somebody shooting it. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the game. Just inbound it, catch it, and let's go to the bench and have a little chat, and then we'll go put it in play on the other side of the floor, and we'll go on with the fourth quarter.
I think NY had a better case for trying to get a quick score there. They at least had it on their side of the court.
Nelsonville, yes, I can see. But they do get the ball back here to start of the fourth quarter. So, I mean, that's kind of like, in football. You get the ball back at half, but you're on the 10-yard, the opposing team's 10-yard line, and you're throwing a Hail Mary with 5 seconds to go in the half, and you get the ball back. Doesn't really make any sense. So that by rule right there.
You notice I'm being quiet during this entire conversation.
So there was 0.4 of a second to go in the third quarter right there with that whole debacle. Okay, by rule, you saw Kyan Irvin. He kind of tried to swat the ball there to try to shoot it on the inbound. He could have legally caught the ball and shot it. Okay, there has to be 0.3 of a second or less for it to only be a tip. So if it's 0.4 or more, you can legally catch it and shoot. If it's 0.3 or less, it can only be a tip. So that might have been, I think you made mention, Michael, a few minutes ago, what Chase Ingles was trying to do when he threw it all the way to the other end of the floor to hit the backboard. I think that was the mindset that the Rockets had, was that it could only be a tip.
Yep.
But by rule, they could have caught it and shot it.
Right.
So that makes sense now.
Here we go. 7:54 left in the fourth. Take her over.
You boys wore me out.
Well, it's been a while since –
Morrissey passes inside to his brother Morrissey.
I had to reach way down in there and get that.
We got to have a whistle. Thank you, boys.
Wow.
Evan Brown taking the team control call for the Golden Rockets, so the Buckeyes are going to turn it back over with 7:39 to go here in the ball game. Rockets on top. Jared, you called it earlier. This thing's going to go to the wire. 30-31
I told you, boys, it was going to come down to the wire. I told you. That's going to be.
You're out of your domain, man. When you get out of that patrol car, you're just out of your own domain right now.
It's going to be a barn burner, boys, I tell you.
Evan Brown with the ball in the corner, looking up the court, trying to get rid of it, and he's going to call
a timeout.
Rockets going to take a timeout, and, man, I think we might need to take a timeout after all this that's going on.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say a minute ago, though, was I had to with that 0.4 of a second thing, I had to reach way back. See, I had to go way back in my brain.
You used half a quarter trying to explain that one.
I had to reach way back in my brain on that one because it's been a while, But I reached way down there and I found that rule and I remembered it.
Right.
Well, I thought that guy that you pulled over the other night said that you didn't have a brain.
Real quick.
That's a story for another time.
We want to thank all of our sponsors, and just to clear up anything, what I meant earlier by this could be our last possible live stream is we still don't know if Ohio High School Athletic Association is going to allow live streaming for football next year. So as of now, this will be the last high school sport. We're still going to cover the fair in July.
So what you're saying is that we could possibly go back to having a full audience.
Yes.
At football games.
I hope.
And then hopefully we'll still be able to live stream.
Yes.
Because there'll still be a lot of folks that won't be able to make it out.
Right. I mean, this is good for just anything.
Kyan Irvin driving to the rack. Shot up, no good. Gets a rebound. Evan Brown back up again. Shot and score for the Rockets with 7:17 to go in the ball game. 35-31 now your score. Carter with the ball out top for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. Speaking of Drew Carter, he's a junior. Passes it to, looks like Ethan Gale. Carter's going to shoot a three. No good. Rebound, Harmon for the Rockets. He's under heavy pressure again, double teamed. The bad thing to do to pick up your pass right there at the center of the court. Passes it ahead to Kyan Irvin. Kyan's going to drive to the paint, drive to the rack, pass it back out top. Harmon's going to shoot a three from where he's at, no good. Rebound, and it's loose.
Hunter
Smith again. Rockets turn it over. Morrissey with the steal.
Hang on to it there. Ball bouncing all over the place.
Shot up by the
great shot.
Number 11 again, that's Ethan Gale.
Great shot coming through traffic. Still a 2-point ball game, 35-33. Rockets on top. 30-second timeout taken by the Buckeyes. Coach Gabriel wants to get them together.
This has been one of those types of games, fellas, that it's not the prettiest played game that we've seen all year. You have two teams that are haven't taken care of the ball, quite honestly. Either team hasn't taken care of the ball very well tonight, and it's showing by the style and quality of play. And these are one of the hardest games to officiate in the world. And you got to tip your hat to these guys to try to officiate a game like this, because when you have teams that's making turnovers on every trip of the floor and bodies flying everywhere,
you've got no flow.
It just makes it extremely hard.
Got no flow.
Makes it extremely hard as an official.
And that's not saying anything negative about either team. It's just the kind of ball game that we've had tonight, and as we like to say, they're just down there grubbing it out, you know.
RJ with the ball out top, passes it ahead to Harmon. Harmon back to Kemp. So you can see the defense of the Buckeyes. They extended that zone defense back out top, forcing the Rockets.
And you know what?
Away from the basket.
Both teams, part of the reason why this game is so sloppy, I guess you want to call it, not the prettiest, is both teams are playing extremely physical. And when you have teams playing extremely physical, getting right up in your crawl, they're playing defense. There's going to be some sloppiness to it. There's just
Morrissey with the shot, no good. Evan Brown's going to tip it, but it goes out of bounds.
It's going to be off of Evan Brown. Stay here for the Buckeyes.
Ball inbounds to Carter. Back underneath to Gale. Gale shot is up. No good.
There
rebound
on the Rocket
Smith.
Defense.
Let's see if the Buckeyes try to keep the Rocket offense pushed out away from the basket. And they do. That 2-3 zone defense, again, going to cause the Rockets problems here. Held ball situation by the official. Again, the Buckeye defense, that 2-3 zone defense, they have pushed the Rockets offense so far out the Rockets cannot run their offense. So then again, you have to, as a coach, you have to make adjustments and put people in the right places to make it work.
Correct.
And we'd like to see that happen here on this possession. 5:34 to go in the ball game. Rockets on top by 2. 35-31 your score. Kyan Irvin with the ball up top. Again, they're playing a matchup zone defense. Pass inside to Smith. Smith goes up for the score for the Rockets and scores.
Great ball control right there, too. He got hit going up, not sure if it was on the arm or not sure if the defender got the ball, but Hunter stuck with it and was able to put it in.
Carter passes to Trent Morrissey. Back out top to Gale. Gale over to Morrissey on the right corner. Back out top to Gale again, covered by Evan Brown. Going to go off going off. Oh.
I'm not sure right there. That one could have gone either way.
Official had a good look at it.
He was looking right at it. He was coming right towards him. Right back to Gale Morrissey. To Gale, no good.
Hunter Smith pulls it off the net.
Got to make a good, strong pass right there.
And the Rockets need to take care of the basketball right now, being a little bit too nonchalant.
Rockets have a 4-point lead here. Easy. No need to foul 94 feet away from the basket.
You know, the interesting stat for this game right now, here we are 4:42 to go in the ball game, and the fouls are only 5-3. As ugly as this game has been played by both teams tonight.
They've been letting them play, that's for sure.
That's an interesting stat. 4:38 to go. Rockets on top by 4.
You know, being former officials, we always heard if we called too many fouls, the fans were yelling, "Let them play!" And if we didn't call enough fouls, they were saying, "You're going to get somebody hurt." Just can't make them happy.
Gale with the ball out top. Passes over to Carter on the left wing. Again, there's that reach behind. And the officials going to converse with each other and give the ball back to the Buckeyes. 4:14 to go in the game. 37-33 your score. Rockets on top. Pass inbounds to Trevor Morrissey. Under the basket now to Gale. Gale guarded by...
offensive foul, absolutely. Great job right there, Evan Brown. Way to take a charge. Textbook, we like to call that. Textbook.
So that was a good call.
Sure was.
Coach Gabriel didn't like it because it went against him. That's the second charge tonight that Evan Brown's taken for the Rockets.
And the charge, that's a type of thing that can fire up a team, too.
Oh, absolutely. If you got a guy that can set up and do it right.
Right.
Coach Gabriel is getting fired up down there.
Was the foul, Jared, on number 33 or 22?
You know, I don't know. Don't know who the foul was on. All I was paying attention to was the way Evan Brown took a charge right there, textbook, just like you're supposed to do on defense. Did a great job right there for the Rockets.
Hunter Smith leading the charge for the Rockets tonight, scoring on the scoreboard with 12 points. Evan Brown with 8. Kyan Irvin with 8. Harmon with the ball. As you can see, that zone defense spread out by the Buckeyes. Pass out top to Harmon. Harmon back, going to take a couple dribbles back over to RJ. Rockets need to work the ball deeper down inside the paint. They're stretching that zone defense out. Harmon passes back out to Irvin. 3:42 to go.
Harmon's a great ball handler. So is Kyan Irvin.
Kyan's going to stop, shoot, no good. Rebound, Smith passes it in. Trevor Morrissey's going to steal it. Swope with the shot and score.
And that right there is a momentum shifter.
And he's a freshman. Keegan Swope is the young man for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes.
He'll go to the line to shoot the bonus shot. Buckeyes back to down by 2.
To a 2-point game. Swope going to complete the old-fashioned 3 at the line. Shot is on the way. No good.
In
Rebound.
and out.
RJ Kemp for the Rockets. Pushes it ahead to Kyan Irvin. Kyan over to Kemp. Back to Kyan.
Rockets.
Again, as you can see that zone defense, Jared, they're trying to push it further and further out.
Well, the Rockets are going to have to set up some kind of offense right here. I know they're trying to play keep away, but there's still too much time on the clock to be playing keep away.
Well, you have to get your guy in the middle of that on the offensive side, and so you have another outlet, and so you're just not passing the ball back and forth out top.
I can understand if there's a minute to go and then you're trying to draw the Buckeyes to foul. I get that, but we're still over 3 minutes to play here in the game. You know, you can't stand out at top of the key and throw the ball back and forth when you're only up by 2.
RJ with the crossover.
Going to drive the lane.
The paint, shot and score.
And one, he just got hammered. But all right. I mean, get knocked to the floor. How can you not call a foul?
39-35 your score. Pass to Swope. Swope back out top to Carter. Carter takes a look at a 3, passes it back up, through to Gale down in the corner. Back out to number 10, that's McKee. McKee turns around, shot, no good. Rebound Rockets, Kyan Irvin. He's going to push the ball ahead, but pull it back out now. 2:33 to go in the game.
Now we're up by 4. Now with 2:30 to go, now we can think about
Kyan driving the baseline, pass inside to RJ, score!
Probably going to get a nope. He's going to send in a sub. Coach Gabriel's going to send in Morrissey.
Rebound by the Rockets.
Thought we might get a timeout there.
Pass ahead to RJ. Good opportunity for the Rockets to attack. 3-on-2. See what happens. Shot blocked.
Well, I tell you what,
stay that possession of the Rockets.
This game is physical. Boy, this is a physical ball game. But that's what makes it exciting.
Trevor Morrissey back in the game for the Buckeyes. Braden McKee coming out. Joe Tomey coming back out. So in the game right now for the Buckeyes, you have Carter, Morrissey, Swoop, and Gale. Pass inside to Smith under the basket and score.
The Rockets are going on a run here. They caught the Buckeyes with the front door open.
1:55 to go in the game, 43-35. Morrissey under the basket, passes back out to Trevor. Trevor shot blocked by Harmon.
He got hit on the head right there. That was a foul. If I'm going to go fouls on that end, I'll call them down here too. That was a foul. He got hit on the head when he shot.
Minute 44 to go. Clock winding down. Inbounds pass to number 22. Shot no good. Rebound, Evan Brown. Kicks it off to...
Now the Rockets can pull it out.
To Harmon.
Now we can pull it out and run some clock, but it's stolen by, just stolen by Swope. And a foul by Harmon.
Swope's only a freshman, folks.
He just got right up there next to Harmon and just took it from him. Swope will go to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. The Buckeyes are now in the bonus. Or the Rockets in the bonus, excuse me. Rockets with 7 fouls, Buckeyes with 4. 43-35 your score. Rockets on top, minute 30 to go.
Shot no good by Swope.
No, he's shooting too. I said the 1-on-1. He was shooting. I'm sorry.
Second shot on the way. It is good. So a minute 30 to go. In the ball game, Rockets on top. 43-36 is your score. And the Nelsonville York Buckeyes burn a timeout right here. Again, the last several possessions down the floor, the Buckeyes have been able to go in that zone defense, Jared, and push that defense out against the Rocket offense and have forced the Rockets away from the basket to try to run their offense there. We'd like to see that change maybe in this possession. They're going to come out and possibly foul.
But
right
here the last couple minutes, the Rockets have went on a run. They've gotten the rebound. At this end of the floor, they've pushed it as hard as they could to the other end of the floor. They've beat the Buckeyes to the other end of the floor, and that's how we now have this 7-point lead.
Minute 30 to go. Again, you're listening to Golden Rocket Basketball right here on BMG Media. Jared Norris and I'm Bub Norris bringing you the action tonight from Wellston High School. Coach Jim Darrow Court.
Coach Jim Darrow.
Yeah.
I think about that guy quite often.
Yeah, great guy. Great coach.
Miss him.
And this will be, the Rockets will go on the road Saturday, we believe, for their final contest of the season. And then we'll go right into baseball season. And then this summer we will be doing live streaming the fair this year. And that's going to be an exciting moment, exciting times because, again, there's a lot of family members that are not able to attend the fair.
It's going to be hot, too.
Yes.
5-second inbound call. Yep. Against the Rockets. Going to go back to the Buckeyes.
Coach Fowley getting a little vocal down there on the sideline.
No, that was Coach Gabriel.
Oh, okay. Carter with the ball, passes inbounds. I'm sorry, with Carter with the ball. Yeah, this has been a very physical game, folks, to say the least. And again,
well, I don't understand why we're going to start calling that now. It's been happening all game. One of our biggest pet peeves when we were officiating was call it in the first quarter. We're going to call it in the fourth quarter.
We spoke those exact words last night during our game.
If you're not going to call it in the first quarter, we're not going to call it in the fourth quarter. We're going to be consistent throughout the entire game. You can't let them start getting physical and then start calling fouls.
Gale looking to score, covered by
Evan Brown, just using his weight right there, playing defense.
Back out top to Carter. The Buckeyes need to get a shot in the air. Shot goes up by Carter, no good, and it goes off the Buckeyes out of bounds with 58 seconds to go. Rockets up by 7.
Buckeyes are going to have to foul right here.
43-36 your score. Rockets in the bonus. Buckeyes have yet to make it to the bonus. Having trouble getting it in. Gets it into Hunter Smith. Hunter back to Harmon. Harmon ahead to Kemp. Kemp back over to Harmon. Harmon back up to Smith. Smith under the basket to Brown. We have a foul on the play.
Well, I mean, it's good he fouled him right there because Evan Brown was at the other end wide open underneath the basket. Would have been an easy basket for the Rockets.
That's going to send – that's 8 foul. No, I'm sorry.
That's only 5 on Nelsonville.
Correct.
So
correct.
Go to the baseline for the Rockets. Harmon will inbound.
Inbounds to R.J. Kemp out top. Pull it out, son. Run some clock. They do that. Back out top to Irvin. Irvin's, good hand check call by the official. That rule changed a couple years ago when a defensive player puts both hands on an opponent, it's an automatic foul.
Well, it wasn't really a rule change. It was a
it was
an emphasis. Yes, it was an emphasis. If you, as the defender, put both of your hands on the ball handler, then it's a foul.
Ball inbounds to Hunter Smith, back out top to R.J., and a foul on the play.
And that's going to send R.J. to the foul line to shoot 1-1.
40 seconds to go in the ball game. The freshman comes out of the game for the Buckeyes, Keegan Swope. R.J. Kemp going to the line to shoot the front end of a 1-on-1. First shot is on the way. No good. Rebound
no
Buckeyes.
Good.
Gale on the rebound for the Buckeyes.
Look for the Buckeyes to shoot a 3 here, which they do.
No good. Kemp with the ball, 31 seconds to go. Rockets still need to get it up court.
The floor, get it up. There you go.
Number 13 on the foul, that's Joe Tomey.
I think it's Tomei.
Tomei?
You got the little A written there.
I see it there now.
Oh, that's kind of a reminder.
Rockets going to get their seniors back in the game right now. And that's going to be Eston Riley, Chase Ingalls,
Jared Wilbur,
R.J. Kemp, and Hunter Smith the last 25 seconds of the game.
Hunter Smith is not a senior. He's only a junior, but he is the 5th guy on the floor.
Hunter Smith is a senior.
He is a senior.
Absolutely.
That's right, he is, yes. Yep.
44-36 your score. Rockets back up by 8. Shot in the air, and it also rattles that one down. 25 seconds to go. Ball ahead to partially blocked, and that's out of bounds. Dead ball hits the braces, and Morrissey was on the shot. That ball was a 3-point attempt.
You know, I'm very surprised that the game is not any closer than what it is now. That run that the Rockets had with about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here really just kind of sealed the deal for them. And
Coach
having some subs, pulling the seniors off the floor for the last time.
Yep. And a great tribute to the seniors for the Rockets.
Yep.
The Golden Rockets seniors now, we're going to take a seat on the sideline, and you have in the game for the Rockets Downard, Evan Brown, Garrett Brown, Gunnar Harmon, and Kyan Irvin for the Golden Rockets with 20 seconds.
Zach Wilbur out there, I believe.
Correction, that is Zach Wilbur.
He can get a little animated. Just
17 seconds. Travel is going to be the call. No, going to call for the foul. Kind of surprised.
I don't know that they were necessarily trying to foul right there, but The official calls a foul nonetheless. And it'll be a 1-1. Kyan Irvin at the line. 13 seconds remaining in the ball game here. Rockets ahead by 9.
Hey, shout out to one of my old high school teammates that's tuning in to us this evening, PJ Perkins. Great to have you. Yeah, great to have him tuning in with us tonight. We know his boys play for the Union Oda Shermans, and a great staff over there with Coach Hoops over at Union Oda, and great program that they've developed over there. So, 11 seconds to go. Rockets on top by 10. Shot up, no good. 2 seconds, and that's going to wind her down here, folks. From
How
Wellston
about that,
High School
sports fans?
On senior night. Again, another shout out. We want to call out those seniors' names for us just one more time. The cheerleaders is Annie McWilliams and Jacqueline Pfeiffer are the cheerleaders, the senior cheerleaders for the last time here at Wellston High School. And then Chase Ingalls, R.J. Kemp, Eston Riley, Hunter Smith, and Jared Wilbur as the Rockets say goodbye to them and Coach Jim Darrow Court here this year. It's always an emotional time when the seniors play their final game at Wellston High School. And these kids have had a tremendous career here at Wellston. And we want to thank them for putting all the time and effort in. We know COVID has wreaked havoc on everybody. But what a great career all these kids have had, and certainly hate to see them go. But we know with their job descriptions that they've mentioned to us is they're going to go on and do great things when they leave Wellston High School. So again, we want to announce that the Rockets will go on the road Saturday afternoon. We believe they're going to play Athens Saturday afternoon or evening. I'm not sure quite on the time just yet.
Saturday afternoon. So that was supposed to be a doubleheader. They were supposed to play Meigs and then Athens that Saturday, but Meigs has canceled. Not sure what it is, just was told they canceled, so they're going to have to reschedule that game, but it'll still be away at Meigs. So they will finish up their season probably next week sometime as they play Meigs, as they do have to finish their TVC schedule. That's the only reason they're still playing. So with that, we are done. This is it for us until we find out more as far as sports go. We want to thank every single sponsor, every single person that's tuned in over the past several months. It's been an absolute joy to do this.
It has been a blast.
It has been a blast. It's always something that I have looked forward to. But with that being said, Bub, I'll let you finish up, and we'll go from there.
Again, let's not forget about this summer. You want to be sure to remind yourself or mark it on your calendar that BMG Media will be live streaming the Jackson County Fair this year.
Yep, we will be doing the 4-H, and we'll be doing most grandstand events. There's a couple that we're unsure of just because of music copyrights and things of that nature. But we are definitely doing motocross, definitely doing the derby, horseback riding or horse racing if they're doing it, and rodeo if they're doing it. So we got some cool stuff that we've never covered before. That's going to be really fun. So it should be pretty good time.
Do you know anything about motocross and horse racing? Well, you used to race motocross back in the day.
I used to ride motorcycles, and that's the reason I don't anymore.
We actually have a couple volunteers that are big time into the GNCC stuff that are going to help announce. So we're going to have interviews with people down there. We're not under any restrictions.
Brady Mercer being one of them, I'm sure.
Brady Mercer. If we are allowed, we will be doing a helmet cam too. So a lot of cool stuff in the works.
You guys make sure you tune into this stuff.
So we're really trying to do it right. Again, Jackson County Fair, it's local. I want to make sure it's supported and make sure it's done right. So a lot of cool things coming down the pipe come July. But again, we are not sure about any high school sports after this. But hopefully OHSAA does the right thing, allows us to continue, and we can keep on bringing sports to everybody.
Okay, folks, it has been a great pleasure to bring you all the Golden Rocket sports here through the course of the summer. Football season, basketball season, and then the Jackson County Fair coming up. We want to, again, send a great big shout-out to all of our fine sponsors. We don't have that list here in front of us, but you guys know who you are. If you get an opportunity to support all your sponsors here in Wellston, please do so. They thrive on our business. They need our business. We want to make sure that you go out and support them on a daily basis. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us. Jared, we want to thank you once again. We don't get to talk a whole lot.
It's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, especially to be a part of the very last broadcast possibly that BMG media could be doing here.
I definitely wish we would have had him on more. It's a good time with both you guys up here.
It is. So, again, folks, for all of us involved, for the Bear, Michael Gray, and for Jeremiah Frisbee, and for Xavier down there, and Blake.
Isaac Mollahan,
yes.
Blake Wilmendorf,
and Josh Jackson, and Blake Wilmendorf, and every single individual.
Everybody.
Justin Conley. I could go on and on. Evan Mercer. On and on for all the people that have helped put this together. This has not just been me. This has not just been a couple people. This has been a group of 10, 12 volunteers that have put in this time to do this.
Yeah.
So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
So for everybody.
Senior night here at Wellston High School. Rockets victorious over the
come out on
Nelsonville
top.
Buckeyes, 46-36. What a way to end it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have been listening to Golden Rocket Sports right here on BMG Media. For Jared Norris, and I'm Bub Norris, the voice of the Rockets, we want to say good night, God bless, and God bless America. Good night, everybody.
Take care, folks.